Bears fans, the Sylvan Hills Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports. I am Chris Goodman, Jay Bird down on the field, calling in right now for a special interview
SH Broadcast Team
with Coach Huell. You got me?
I got you. You got me?
Yes, sir. We are currently live down on the field with you and Coach Huell.
So we are live?
Yes, sir.
All right. So here we go. All right, Coach Huell. I'm here, Jay Burp. Coach, first home game. You know, what's it always like? I mean, this kind of thing never gets old, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is why you do it. I mean, your home game, especially your first one of the years, this is why you get into it, the feeling you get, the feeling the players get when you come out on Friday night. And we just want to show out and give our community a good show and see if we win a ball game.
Obviously, got to try to bounce back from last week. What do you take from last week? I know it was one of those affairs where it's a little chippy, a little bit of a rival game. Kind of got another one of these budding rivalries with Vilonia. They're not too far away from Sherwood here. So what do you actually take away from that Maumelle game?
Well, last year, it was 6-0 going late in the third quarter. So, we were in the ball game, especially with all the penalties they had. It's probably one of the nastier games we've been a part of, especially on their side. And they were pretty. They did a lot of things after the play, and some of our guys got reacted and got in trouble with it. We don't have a guy tonight and want them for another half, but we got next man up. We're going to play, and Vilonia comes to town and ready to play football, and that's what we're going to do.
How do you adjust to losing? Because I know one of them's your starting linebacker, another defensive player. What do you do? And I know you have to have that next man up mentality, but how do you kind of integrate those guys who maybe weren't expecting to start, but now it's like, all right, you're thrusting to the fire?
Yeah, we just tell them throughout the week and throughout the whole year. I mean, they practice, get just as many reps as the other guys. So when it does happen, they know what to do. They know to go in, and they got to step up. That's all it is to it.
Big one here on the horizon as you're taking on Vilonia. One of those games, it's a non-conference game, so you don't want to put a lot of emphasis on it, but you're also trying to win ball games here.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, we want to win a ball game. We want to go in. We want to build as much momentum and confidence we can going into the conference. So that's what these games are for, and hopefully we can do that tonight.
Now, it's also one of those things that we talked about on the broadcast last week where, this team, last year and even last week, kind of just little things here and there, and I know you emphasized that in the preseason, but is it one of these things where, this team has got to figure out a way to learn how to win and not just kind of dwell on those losses?
No doubt. I told them, guys, we got to play a full game. We'll play. Even last year, we played pretty good in the first half of games.
Yeah.
Games were close. The second half comes out, we kind of just let things go. We start making those little mistakes. So we just got the word of the week, we talked about being engaged the whole game, being engaged on the sideline, being engaged when it's your turn to go after whatever it is. So just doing those things, hopefully we can put a full game together.
Now, what do you expect out of Vilonia tonight? I mean, obviously, big fellas over there. They got big old quarterback. I know those are always tough to bring those guys down, things like that. But what are you trying to do to kind of slow down this Vilonia offense?
Well, they got a good coaching staff. Great coach. Coach Ashcraft's come back into coaching. He's always done a great job. I used to North Little Rock coach against him at Conway. So we know each other very well. But I think it'll be a well coached team. We got to do things right. We know they're going to do things right, and just hopefully we can execute a little better than they can.
Kind of coming back to the home atmosphere. I mean, you hear the band coming through right now. To hear your own band, your crowd's on your side. I mean, this, to me, never gets old.
No, it never does. This is what high school football is. This is what it's about. This is what you do it for. And, you get the band starts playing. It kind of gives you the chills, cheer the crowd once the first big play hits going your way. And so it's just exciting. It's always exciting to play at home.
Offensively, tough game last week, obviously, against a very good Maumelle defense. Shutout. So what do you do to get points on the board today? I mean, again, it kind of goes back to harping on those little things.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of those little things that your offense has to do to execute?
Just doing the right things up front, taking the right steps, hand placement up front, making sure we're getting our butt where it needs to be on our block and our backs, reading their cuts, things like that. Quarterback making the right reads and those things. And we do those things, I think we'll be all right.
Should be a fun one here tonight. Again, Vilonia taking on the host Sylvan Hills, first home game of the year. Coach, we certainly do appreciate it. Good luck to you out there.
Go Bears.
Chris, we'll send it back up to you.
All right, Jay, thank you for sending it up here. We're on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. That was Coach Huell down on the field, a little different pregame interview. Hope you liked it. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. We appreciate Coach Huell coming on. And we'll be right back with me and Jay on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network, brought to you by Natural State Sports.
We on the hills, man. It's Dose. Hey, let's go. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. Hillside, 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 hillside. Check me out. Let's go. Look, leaving no doubt, going all in. Business and ladies keep calling. Look at my schedule, it's filled in. For the right price, we can make sense. Never been a fan of the hate. Protect myself thanks to the maker. On the grind, call it running routes. Moving real smooth while we counting paper.
Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears? All the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do? Winning, what we gonna do? I'm a ball hog, got swift attack. I've been a winner, I stick to that. Team player, been a Mac, recognize pass, then get the sack. Bears grinding at the line of scrimmage, do our thing, see the end zone. Fourth quarter, it's time to finish. We coming hard, bring the win home. Big hit energy, chewing up all the ops like raw bait. All for one, we fight together, let's win conference, get all state. Game day and I feel fine. To the fight, we will ride. Sylvan Hills, Bill Black will feel better, know the deal on that hillside, man. Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears? All the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do? Winning, what we gonna do? Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Until we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue. Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Till we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue.
gentlemen, I'd like to welcome everybody up to Bill Blackwood Field for today's ball game. It's a non-conference matchup featuring the Eagles of Vilonia and your Sylvan Hills Bears. At this time, we would ask that everyone please rise and remove any headgear first for our Pledge of Allegiance. That will be followed by the national anthem and then the alma maters for both schools. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We on the hills, man. It's dose. Hey, let's get it. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. Hillside. 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 Check me out. Let's go. Look. Leaving no doubt, going all in. Business and ladies keep calling. Look at my schedule, it's filled in. For the right price, we can make sense. Never been a fan of the hate. Protect myself thanks to the maker. On the grind, call it running routes. Moving real smooth while we counting paper.
Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears? All the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do? Winning, what we gonna do? I'm a ball hog, got swift attack. I've been a winner, I stick to that. Team player, been a Mac, recognize past and get the sack. Bears grinding at the line of scrimmage. Do our thing, see the end zone. Fourth quarter, it's time to finish. We coming hard, bring the win home. Big hit energy, chewing up all the ops like raw bait. All for one, we fight together. Let's win conference, get all state. Game day and I feel fine. To the fight, we will ride. Sylvan Hills, Bill Black will feel better know the deal on that hillside, man. Hillside, 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 hillside. Hillside, 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 hillside. What you know about them bears? All the ops we running through. Sylvan Hills, what it do? Winning, what we gonna do? Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Until we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue. Handle business Friday night, that's what it's time to do. Till we gone, we gon' represent that white and blue.
Oh, Sylvan Hills, what it do indeed. Big shout out to Loco Franco, DOS 3.0 for the intro. Jay Burr, Chris Goodman coming to you on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network here at Bill Blackwood Field at Sylvan Hills Stadium. First home game of the year. I'm jacked. You should be jacked. We want to thank you for joining us. And like I said, Chris, I'm jacked.
Yeah,
Let's
man,
go.
It's always very exciting whenever you get the first home game of the year and you get to play somebody who you know rather well in Vilonia. They're going to travel well fan-wise. We're home, so we hope we travel well fan-wise.
Yeah.
And it's going to be an exciting game.
Yeah, hopefully the weather can hold off. Hopefully we don't have the issues like we did last week. I haven't seen any lightning or anything like that yet. But it does look like we might see a little rain here in the forecast. We'll see how that might go about affecting both of these teams on the offensive side and the defensive side as we await the captains to step out onto the field. So Sylvan Hills looking to bounce back, 0-1 on the season so far. If you were with us last week, well, it was a tough one. A 36-0 loss to the Maumelle Hornets. Bears looking to bounce back this week against Vilonia. Maybe something a little more in their wheelhouse, a little more comparable to the talent level and everything like that. As Maumelle, they're going to be good. They are going to be good on the year, but it is a new week and a budding rivalry here as these two towns, Sherwood and Vilonia, separated by maybe about, 15, 20 miles, give or take?
Yeah, right down 107. This is one of those games where you take a left turn out of Sylvan Hills, you drive straight, like you said, about 15 miles, make a right turn into Vilonia. It's very close, and a lot of these guys, from what I can tell, know each other. So that makes the game a lot more exciting.
Just glancing at the roster here, there's a few kids on the this Vilonia team that I'm aware of. So again, these two communities a little bit intertwined. But as we get set here, a little over 6 minutes to kick off. Jay Burr, Chris Goodman with you here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. We certainly do appreciate you joining us for the ride. Make sure you like and subscribe to the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. Make sure you share the links on the Facebooks, on the Tweeters. Well, I guess it's X now.
Yep.
It's always Twitter to me. And let's grow this thing here. As Sylvan Hills looking to bounce back this week, finally get into the win column, especially for Coach Houle. He's due for one of these eventually. Yep. He's got to get a W at some point. Right now he's 0-11 to start his tenure. But don't let the 0-11 fool you. He's been dealt a very young team last year, a very young team once again this year. As I believe last year there was really only about 3 seniors that played. This year, not a whole lot more than that. So loaded with juniors, loaded with sophomores. So give this thing about 2 to 3 solid years, and it could be rolling. But really what the objective here is tonight is to get rolling at least on this Friday night against this Vilonia team.
Yeah, and he's a great coach, and he's got a great coaching staff with him. But like you said, that youth can kind of counteract that sometimes. But, last week they showed a lot of flashes of being a really good team. They made a couple of plays where it was like, wow, okay, it's there. Maybe against a Maumelle team that's really talented. Tonight you make some of those plays, and some of those plays that didn't come through last week where you were maybe outmatched a little bit in some areas.
Sure.
They come through this week and benefit you even more so than it did last week.
And again, it should be interesting if the weather decides to play a little bit of a role here. As we glance to the skies here, it looks like we've got a nice little solid rain shaft heading our way, but we'll see if it actually makes it all the way here to Bill Blackwood Field as we await the arrival of the teams. To our right, we can see Sylvan Hills lining up underneath their tunnel, and to our left, well, we don't see Vilonia out quite yet. Just about a little under 4.5 minutes here to kick off. And, Chris, I think the one thing I want to be looking at tonight, especially on the offensive side, it's going to be O-line play. They were thoroughly outmatched last week. I think that has got to be the key for this Sylvan Hills Bears team.
Yeah, well, like I said last week, and I talked to Coach Sal after the game, the O-line coach, and he said that he told his guys that was probably one of the best D-lines that we're going to play. They've got guys over there with multiple offers, really, big 6'6", 6'5" guys. And really, if you actually look at the game, they didn't play that bad. To be, maybe a little undersized, they didn't play terribly. So this week, when you come in and things are a little more even, I'd like to see, what the offense and Coach Sal's kind of cooked up over there with the O-line to maybe take advantage of some spots and really get working and going.
Yeah, both these teams, I was down there field level for pregame, and this Vilonia team, now don't get it twisted. I know when you say, Maumell's a big team, there's some big dudes on that Maumelle side, or on that Vilonia side, excuse me, but I think to your point, the talent level is going to be a little more evenly matched as we get set for the coin toss here. But defensively, I liked what I saw last week. You like to limit the big plays, and I know that's something that Coach Houle did talk about in preseason, was trying to limit the big plays, those plays of 20 or more yards. So I think that will be sort of the key to the defensive side, going to the other side of the ball now, to possibly coming away with the W tonight.
Yeah, and really you said it. The defense didn't play awful last week. Some of the big plays really just kind of took over. And, you take some of those away, it may be a different ballgame.
And obviously tonight, down a couple of players, down one for the half. Riley Jablanowski also out for this entirety of this game. So that'll be another thing to maybe look out for, who's going to step up in that middle linebacker position, who's going to step up on that defensive end position. So some guys getting a little time, getting a little run now. So we'll see if they can take advantage, see if maybe the matchups are a little more favorable this week.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you kind of find the silver lining in it with a young team. When you have a guy go out, you have another young player come in and get valuable reps. You kind of can turn in, something that may be a bad situation into a positive.
And it does appear Vilonia has won the toss. They have elected to defer to the second half. So obviously, in response to that, Sylvan Hills will receive the ball. They'll be going right to left on your screen. And we are almost time for kickoff. It is almost football time here in Sherwood. Again, Jay Burr, Chris Goodman with you here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. We certainly do appreciate you guys coming along for the ride as it's starting to get a little drizzly out there. The rains are making its way here, so it will be interesting to see, especially early on with the offense. How will that change things? Or are they going to take advantage before maybe some bigger rain comes in? Or, hey, maybe this is all we're actually going to get here.
Yeah, playing Vilonia and seeing it rain kind of gives me flashbacks to my sophomore year, 2014. It was the last year that Sylvan Hills had a grass field, and that hurricane came through Arkansas.
Oh, man.
We decided to move the game to Thursday because we thought the weather would have been better, and it was a monsoon the whole game. We ended up losing 7-0. It was a monsoon the whole game, and then Friday night it was big, beautiful blue skies.
Never fails, does it?
So, seeing this kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies a little bit, watching it rain and playing Vilonia.
So the big raindrops starting to come down. And the light show is in. Here come the Bears. And for a second, I thought that was lightning. I'm like, oh, great. Here we go again with another weather delay, but that is just the fireworks show.
Man, I wish it wasn't raining. We're going to have to get that on camera next home game because that was pretty sweet.
They put on a good show out here in Sherwood. Hopefully the Bears offense can put on a little bit of a show here as folks are ducking and dodging, sharing umbrellas, getting the jackets out. Luckily for us, we're inside, so not much changes for us. But this is going to be one of those fun ones. You got the wet ball, you got the turf. Oh, it's going to be great.
And you got to love that it starts raining right at kickoff. It was raining when we got here to set up, and then it doesn't rain for the entirety of pregame, and then right here as the teams run out, it just becomes a flood.
And the sun's out. So, of course, welcome to the South.
Right. Just another typical late afternoon down here in the South with these storms.
So, Vilonia getting set to kick here. Appears to be number 46, Sam Kaufman, will take over the kicking duties. Back deep for the Bears, it appears to be Brady Hester and Joseph Thompson. Or excuse me, check that. That's Josiah Rainey, not Brady Hester. So obviously you got a lot of speed there in the backfield to receive this kick. See if they can take advantage, and we are underway. And the fortunate bounce for Vilonia, as it looked like it was heading out of bounds. But it does take a bit of a hop, as Thompson did have to pick up the ball. Not doing much there on the kick return. Bears will set up just past the 20-yard line. Well, right on the 20-yard line. And they will get the ball 1st and 10. So, again, we'll see what this offense could do. The weather probably changing the game plan maybe just a little bit. But it does look like the Bears, they are going to spread them out just a little bit. Caleb Harrison in motion. And that ball is handed off to number 21, Malachi Sherwin. Gets about 10 yards on the play. We'll see if it's enough for the first down. If not, he's real close to it. And it looks like he is just shy. Unless it is a later spot. Nope, they did give him enough for the first down. So move the chains. A little confusion there in the backfield. Tyler Hampton takes it himself. Minimal gain there. Looks to be about 3, maybe 4 yards on the play. Bears trying to hit him with a little tempo here early on.
Yeah, it is early, but what I see in those first 2 plays is the O-line really playing a whole lot better this week, and a couple of big, nice runs. You really love to see that early.
All right, you guys can't see it here, but we got a fella in front of us who is innovative with the head cover. He's got the chair, the folding chair, and he's looking through the fold of the chair. Genius work here at Sylvan Hills. Still driving. Pile is moving. I believe that was Sherwin on the carry once more. Gain of about 4 on the play. Brings up 3rd, and it looks to be about 3, maybe 4 yards for the first down. So Bears really focusing on the running game here early on. And I would imagine with the weather, they might try to stick with it currently. Blitz coming for the Eagles. Bears do avoid it, but it does look like they might be just a yard shy of the first down. Close to breaking one. It was a pretty solid run blitz there sent in by Vilonia, but the Bears able to avoid it. So 4th and 1. Bears do look like they are going for it.
I like it.
Of course, it could be one of these mini punts. Well, they're lined up. Hampton under center. Hands the ball off, and he's got the first down and then some. Sherwin gets to the corner, and he is out at about the 42-yard line. So gutsy call there by Coach Houle early on. If that doesn't work out for them, Vilonia gets the ball in prime territory.
Yeah, but I like to think that's Coach Houle sending a message to his team right there that, this is a brand new year. This is a brand new you. Let's go out here and take advantage.
New game, new problems. Absolutely.
I like the call.
I like it early on. Hampton under center once again. Sherwin dancing in the backfield. Couldn't quite get away as he is slowed down by Jackson Gregg for the Eagles. We do have a flag on the play.
Yeah, he had a little bit of a cutback lane there. Just had to make one guy miss. Excellent play there by the Vilonia defender.
Preliminary indication is holding on the Bears. And that is the call. So that'll back him up 10 from the original line of scrimmage. Bears now backed up to their side of the field at the 48-yard line, where they will give it another go. 1st and 20. Sherwin motions out to the right. Bad snap, and this is something that haunted the Bears last week. Hampton probably should just throw the ball. And a massive loss on the play for the Bears. Looks to be about 20 yards. So we saw what it'll do to a drive last week against a Maumelle team. And really, if you do this against any team, it's going to be bad news for you. It is now, doing some math here. Carry the 1. Looks to be about 2nd and 40.
Yeah, holding call and then a bad snap. Can't have that.
Yeah, back-to-back bummers there. Hampton drops back. That pass intended for Tyler Blakely. Not really close to him. And you got to wonder if, the wet ball has a little bit to do with it, as it does look like the rain is dissipating a little bit out here in Sherwood. Yeah, but still coming in sideways from what we can tell.
Yeah, it looked like that ball sailed just a little bit, and Blakely turned around kind of at that awkward time when the ball was almost already past him.
And he would have broken off for at least another maybe 5 to 10 more yards. Screen pass, as it just looks like the Bears are just trying to get as much back as they possibly can, as it'll now be 4th and about 20. So they get about half of it back. But I doubt Coach Houle goes for it on this particular 4th down.
No, he won't. But, when the offense comes to the sideline, what he can tell them is a lot of positive things. The only thing that stopped us that drive was ourselves. We cleaned that up. We had something going there.
Back deep for Vilonia. Looks to be Katie and Gibson. And I'm not sure who else that is. Sky high punt. Oh, my goodness. Maybe just a little too much mustard on it.
Oh, stop.
Did they give it to him?
I
think they're going to get it at the 1. Oh, there's the touchback signal.
I think if they had gone down there and touched it instead of sliding with it, we may have got them.
I'd have to agree with you there. So almost an incredible play by the Bears special teams.
Pregame, he was booming them pretty good. That was a wonderful punt there.
Almost was one of an all-time punt right there.
Almost got out the sand wedge.
I'm telling you. So Eagles will take over at their own 20-yard line. And again, Bears defense down a couple of players here, at least in the first half. So we'll see if they can adjust to it. That's Skylar Cole back for the Eagles. Tough snap there, as Vilonia having some snapping issues of their own, but that is number 24, Caden Gibson. Almost looked disastrous, but then gets about 30 yards on the play. So a little juking, little jiving.
Right there, Vilonia with a big play in the run game, just like Sylvan Hills had on their first play.
1st and 10 now for the Eagles at their own 48-yard line. Just a little over 7 minutes left here in the first quarter. That's Gibson once more, stuffed at the line. Maybe got about 2 on that one as he leaned forward. Zayden Woodard leading the way for the Bears defense. So I think tackling, it's something we emphasized in the preseason. This is something that has plagued the Bears in years past. Not saying that it's an issue just yet, but it is something to definitely look out for as this game progresses. Gibson goes in motion. He'll get the ball. It does look like Vilonia maybe moved a little early. That is the indication, so back him up 5. And it'll be 2nd and 13 for the Eagles.
There you go. Sylvan Hills getting a little bit of luck with the flags as well. Back up Vilonia just a little bit. You got to hope if you're a Bears fan that hurts them the way it hurt us.
Now, I was watching the quarterback here, Cole, in warm-ups. He could spin it, so I'll be surprised if they don't try. And actually, here we go. He rolls opposite, in and out of the hands. Can't tell who that was. I do believe that was number 1, Ace Sowell. So the wet ball may be playing a little bit there. It also did look like he tried to catch it with his chest rather than his hands.
Yep.
And as a receiver, that's a cardinal sin. I should know. I was one. So 3rd and long now for the Eagles. 1 man in the backfield. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. They readjust. Vilonia looking to the sideline now as the clock is down to 6. Vilonia looking to be in no hurry. John Mason Haley in the backfield. And he launches it, and he is wide open in and out of the hands of Cadian Gibson. And the Bears catch a big-time break, and we saw that last week as well, as Maumelle had a couple of drops like that. And it just looked like Cole, sailed it just a little bit, had the defense beat. I don't think there was anybody within 5 yards of him.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a bust in coverage there. I'm sure the secondary coach will get that under wraps and can.
Well, we can only hope, anyways.
Don't want to let that happen again.
Ryan Parham back for the Bears. And Bears are in his. They're going to get the tackle deep in the backfield. They will take over at the Vilonia, I believe, 31, maybe 32-yard line. So punter mishandled the snap just a little bit, and it was just that little bit of an instant that allowed the Bears' defensive front to get to him.
Yeah, Bears going to be set up with excellent field position here. You gotta take advantage of this when it's given to you.
So the 33-yard line is where the Bears will take over. And like you said, Chris, you got to hope they can take advantage of this because this is a gift.
Yep.
So Hampton takes the snap, hands it off to Malachi Sherwin, who gets maybe about 3 yards on that one. This Vilonia defense doing a good job of stretching the play, at least here early on. They are allowing some cutback lanes, but I think with the rains a little bit, guys might be a little hesitant to really stick it in the dirt and turn on a dime.
And hopefully when that rain goes away, the playbook can open up just a little bit.
Just a smidgen. Blitz coming from the outside, and he gets there as that's Sherwin. I do believe that was number 71, Kellen Jumper, who jumped that play. Good defensive call there by the Eagles. Brings up 3rd and 6. And huge play coming up here now for the Bears. And you also have to think this is probably 4-down territory as well.
Yeah, I'd like to see the Bears go for it if it does come 4th down.
And we've got a false start here on the Bears. We did see this last week as well where it seemed anyways the officials were calling some of these procedure penalties maybe a little early in the clock.
Yeah, there was a couple going both ways last week where it was really early in the offense getting set.
Yeah, because you have to think you allow a little bit of leeway in getting set and assessing the situation and things like that. But nonetheless, 3rd and 11 now for the Bears. Vilonia comes with the blitz. Hampton under duress. Hampton is down as he cannot get rid of the ball in time. And that is number 6, Landon Mills, leading the way for the Eagles. So Bears backed up now about the 43-yard line. And as I said earlier, this was looking like 4-down territory. It is 4-down territory as the Bears are going for it. Empty backfield, 2 to the left, 3 to the right for Hampton. And we have a timeout on the field as Sylvan Hills will take their first timeout with 4:38 left here in the first quarter. So it seems that Vilonia is going to rely a lot on that blitz. It seems so far. It seems like they've had a lot of run blitzes and those obvious passing looks that Sylvan Hills is trotting out. They've brought pressure. That is something that Hampton is going to have to adjust to. That's also something I believe the receivers are going to have to adjust to as well, because usually, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, Chris, is when you send that pressure, a lot of times you're going man-to-man on the boundaries.
Yeah, sometimes, like you said, when you are sending that pressure, you are leaving somebody maybe on an island by themselves. So, I'd look to the offensive coordinator to really pick up on where the blitzes are coming from, start identifying some hot routes that Hampton and his receivers can start taking advantage of.
Well, it seems the Bears are in punt formation now. Tyler Scott back to kick now for the Bears. Back deep for the Eagles is Colson Ashcraft. Oh, sky punt there. Fair catch call, and he is bulldozed. And that's an easy call there, as they did not allow for Cadian Gibson to make the catch when he obviously threw up the hand for the fair catch. So another careless penalty on the Bears, and I know that's something we heard from Coach Houle in the pregame, is you got to clean those kind of things up, and handing out free yards ain't it.
No, yeah, you definitely don't want to give free yards, especially to Vilonia's offense. They've shown that they can break some big plays here and there. Some of those guys on the punt team, maybe, some younger guys, maybe just lost track of the return guy, didn't see him throw the hand in the air, whatever happened. Luckily, that's something small that you can get coached up and just say, hey, next time pay a little more attention.
Yeah, hey, maybe don't do that.
Yeah.
So Vilonia will now take over at about the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. Gibson motions to the right of Cole, and we've got another flag on the play. It is a false start on the Eagles. So that'll back them up 5.
I don't mean this in a bad way towards either team, but right now the penalty yards are almost about the same as the rushing yards for both teams. Feels like they're going one step forward and one step backwards.
Still a little antsy early on here, as both teams are really trying to get the upper hand in this one. So we'll give it another go here. Eagles take over, 1st and 15 now. Cole fakes the handoff. Ball is up for grabs, and I don't know if anybody got a piece of that, or maybe it just slipped out of his hands. Nonetheless, Gibson was the intended target, and it falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, I know this is the Sylvan Hills Sports Network, but I absolutely loved that play design and that play call right there. If they hit that,
that was
24 had a lot of green in front of them. I like that play call.
That was pretty crafty in the spot. Gibson keeps the ball this time as he is met early. Falls forward just a little bit for maybe about 4 yards. Summons on the initial stop there. 3rd and 12 now. So again, another 3rd and long for the Bears. I know this is another thing that Coach Houle really preached about. And I know one thing that he mentioned preseason was every play is a trick play. So the defense has to be disciplined, stay home, always look for something crafty, especially in a position like this.
Yeah, the good thing about some of these trick plays, kind of knick-knack plays that Vilonia's been running is they haven't worked so far, and then the defense has seen them already, so they know to be on the lookout.
Throwing the kitchen sink at them early on is what that is, as Vilonia takes their first timeout. 3:39 left here in the first quarter. No score yet, as we have played a majority of this game on the Vilonia side. So if you're a Bears fan, you got to really enjoy that. But that score is still reading 0. Well, that's a bit of a bummer, too.
Yeah, but one of the things I learned watching soccer is if you can keep that ball on your opponent's side of the field for more than it's on your side, you have a pretty good chance at scoring and winning the game.
Yeah, I like the idea of being in Vilonia territory more than in Bear territory. That's for sure. At least you give yourself a bit of a fighting chance here. So, again, big down right here. Sylvan Hills gets a stop, got a potential to be maybe around the midfield mark. And, again, that was something we talked about last week, too, that starting field position for them, even against a very good, very talented Maumelle team, was excellent all night. Maybe about one or two drives where they were behind the 30-yard line in their own territory. But by and large, a lot of those things were around the 40 to 40.
Another flag.
And we've got another flag down. Is it a procedure penalty or? Yep, so a procedure penalty on the Eagles. So 3rd and 17 now for the Bears, or for the Eagles, excuse me. Bears defense looking to keep them from getting to the 40-yard line. Gibson splits out wide. Cole's got 3 to his left, 1 to his right, one running back who now also goes towards the left side. That's John Mason Halley. And he just hurls it up. Oh, my goodness. And it falls into the hands of Hunter Wells as it just barely escaped the hands of Carson Fuller there. Go ahead, Chris.
That's one of those times where as a DB, you go to play the ball and you jump just a hair late or a hair too soon. I've seen that happen at every level of football, and it hurts every time.
Bit of a gut punch there for the Bears as Vilonia is now on the Bears' side of the field at the 48-yard line. They look for the sideline there, trying to get some late personnel in. As I believe that's number 8, Cooper Bishop, running in late. Fumbled snap for Vilonia, and they just fall on the ball. Almost a little extracurricular there towards the end. Skylar Cole just having to fall on the ball. So we've seen the center exchanges a little tough tonight so far. And we do have a flag on the play. So, again, hey, we're looking for that sponsor for the penalty flags. You'd be surely getting your money's worth here the first couple of games so far. It appears that penalty was on Vilonia. But the Bears do decline, obviously, as the loss was about 10 yards. So it'll be 2nd and about 20 now for the Eagles. Clock rolling now, just under 3 minutes here in the first quarter. Cole drops back to pass. He's got a man. Oh, in and out of the hands. And oh, my goodness. Ace Sowell with the catch. And what? You got to be kidding me, man. What do you even say about that? Tipped pass out of the hands of a Vilonia receiver. And Saul actually makes a really good play on the ball to get his hands underneath the ball for the completion. Oh, my gosh. Gibson now getting stretched out wide. Great pursuit by number 2, Braylon McPhee, coming down from the free safety position, stretching that play out wide. Minimal gain, if anything, by the Eagles.
Yeah, that last play there on that pass play.
Golly.
If I'm the DC, I'm the DB coach, I'm saying, hey, guys, that's not on us. We
man.
did our job, and then luck took over. Those you just got to take and live on to the next play and keep battling. They make a good comeback there. Don't let the outside zone play hurt them and get the tackle for loss.
Oy vey is all you can say at that point. So 2nd and 11 now for the Eagles. 3 receivers to the right. Cole rips back. Ace Sowell once again. And Josiah Rainey will make the tackle there as it is just beyond the first down marker. And Vilonia currently in business. The rain looks like it's dissipated here a little bit, so maybe we're going to see both these teams whip it around a little bit more. Cole drops back to pass. He's looking right. He's got a man. Sails it on Gibson just a little bit. He wishes he was a little bit taller, but Gibson so far has shown that he is a baller, though. But I'm pretty sure he does not have 20-inch blades on his Impala. So falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 now for the Eagles. Ball handed off there John Mason Halley on the run. Solid gain there. Looks to be about 7 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 1 now for the Eagles, as they are now inside the red zone of the Bears. Clock running here under a minute now. Gibson with the handoff, and he looks like he's going to fall forward for the first down. So he gets it just inside the 10-yard line. Vilonia driving now. Noah Riley on the stop for Sylvan Hills. Gibson stretched out wide as he's met by a hungry pack of Bears there. Minimal gain, if anything, on the play.
The Bears defense playing good here, battling, trying to not let them in the end zone. We've got 15 seconds.
Not sure if Vilonia is going to try to get another one off, as we are now under 10 seconds, and they don't seem to be in any kind of rush as Cole looks to the sideline. Looks like they are going to just take this one into the next quarter, and that is the end of the first quarter here at Bill Blackwood Field at Sylvan Hills Stadium. Vilonia finally now realizing, okay, the horn went off. Wondering where their quarterback went there for a moment. But you got to like the dedication from the O-line there. As we are still 0-0 here in this contest, Vilonia will have 2nd and goal from the 10-yard line when we come back here for the beginning of the second quarter. And so far, Chris, I mean, like I said, it's really a couple of fortunate bounces for Vilonia. And honestly, that's really about it. And that's not to take anything away from Vilonia, but when you're looking at it, that's kind of what it is.
Yeah, and you nailed it. That's something that the coaches can take into this quarter break here and say, hey guys, everything that they're getting, it's been luck. Now they've made some good plays, like you said, but they've had a little bit of luck and a little bit of help on that drive to drive them down the field. Keep battling. You can't have luck all game. Some of those balls won't bounce their way. They may bounce our way, so keep battling, keep sharp, keep ready, keep them out of the end zone here, give our offense a chance. The rain's going away a little bit. I'd like to see Sylvan Hills here, make a stop, open up that playbook a little bit, and I think we can go down and score.
I'd personally like to see a little pressure put on by the Bears defense. Send a blitz in there. It's not something that they really do a lot of, so I think it might catch them off guard a little bit, but you just got to make sure if that ball is handed off, usually and probably to Gibson. He's a short little diminutive fellow, but he's lightning quick, though, from what we've seen here early on. So you just got to make sure if he does get that ball and you do send a blitz, you get him.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about Gibson early is he may be a smaller back, but he falls forward every run.
Cole dropping back. He's got a man. Throws it behind him, though. And that was a golden opportunity for the Eagles. Pass intended for Hunter Wells. Falls incomplete. Or check that. That was Ace Sowell. And it is now 3rd and goal from the 10-yard line for Vilonia. You got to wonder if they don't get it here, do they go for it or maybe just take the points? I guess we got to wait for this play to find out. Gibson motions to the left of Cole. They look to the sideline. Gibson goes to the other side. We've got a lot of moving parts here right now. This could be a lot of eye candy as Gibson takes the ball. He's getting stretched out wide. Minimal gain on that play. That looked to be led by number 52, Cameron Johnson. But there was a host of Bears there ready to pounce. Looks like no gain on the play.
That's what I like to see out of the defense right here. They're swarming to the football, making sure that Gibson's contained and controlled. Now we're going to force a field goal. We get a miss here. This is a lot of positive energy coming to the Bears team. See if we can get a block or a miss.
Sam Kaufman out to kick now for the Eagles. Snap is good. Kick is up. Kick is true as it goes right through the middle of the uprights. And Vilonia has the first points of this contest as they now lead with 11:09 left in the first half. They take a 3-0 lead. So considering all that happened on that drive, you got to take that as a huge W for that Bears defense.
Yeah, and you went right where I was going. That is a huge momentum boost. It's a momentum boost for both teams, but for Sylvan Hills, you got to be like, okay, everything, like you said, everything that happened that drive, the tip pass that was caught, the run plays, everything that happened, we held them to a field goal. Now our offense can come out here. Like we said, the rain's gone away a little bit. They've broken off some good run plays. Let's see if the O-line can maybe not hold, which is easier said than done. I'm a former offensive lineman. I know that. So, get out here and get some run plays together. See Hampton maybe throw the ball a little bit, go down and score some points.
I'd like to see him be able to handle that pressure that Vilonia keeps bringing a little better too. And I think you mentioned it. What are those hot routes that maybe this team can identify? Or is it a matter of keeping a running back in there to maybe pick up on some of the extra pressure? Match them, mano-a-mano, if you will.
Yeah, and that may be something that the OC tries. He may try keeping a running back in there, and if that doesn't work, we may throw some hot routes in.
So that is Thompson cutting back across the field, avoids a tackle, avoids another tackle. He's got a little room to run on the sideline. Oh, big-time hit. And that'll get the juices flowing for both sides. Believe that was number 7, Lance McNew. Great return there by Joseph Thompson for the Bears. And, again, that starting field position for Sylvan Hills coming into play as they are on the better side of the 30-yard line in their own territory, the 32-yard line to be precise.
Get up past the 30 here to start your offensive possession. I'm really excited to see this offense work this drive.
Well, hopefully it works. Vilonia showing pressure. Sherwin bounces it outside. Looked to be like he was going to get hit in the backfield, maybe lose one or two. Falls forward for a minimal gain. Maybe we'll call it 1. It's a generous one, but brings up 2nd and 9. So, again, more of that pressure from Vilonia. Seems to be that's going to be their M.O. for the night. We'll see if Sylvan Hills can adjust. 2 receivers out to either side. Sherwin in the backfield. Sylvan Hills looking to the sideline for the call now. Man in motion for the Bears. That's Christian Fields now. And they throw it back across, and the Bears, well, they're going the wrong way.
Yeah, it was a good play design. The ball was just a little high. The receiver had to maybe jump to catch it, which took a couple of seconds away from him being able to make a move and allowed Vilonia to get over there and make a swarm to the ball, make a tackle.
So Blakely did the best he could with what he was dealt, as it is now 3rd and 15 for the Bears.
And that's one of those plays where when a team is blitzing a lot, you kind of throw in some of those bubble and tunnel screens. You just got to execute.
Just got to hit your man in stride. Empty backfield now for the Bears. Vilonia with some pressure. Hampton letting it fly. That's for Christian Fields. He makes the catch. What an absolute catch. It didn't look like either defender knew the ball was there. That was Colson Ashcraft. Still looked like he was chasing down Fields. Big-time play for the Bears in a big-time spot. Big first down.
And there you go. That's one of those plays right there where you get, a wonderful throw by the QB, excellent catch by the receiver, something you can build on. Now you got Vilonia, on their heels a little bit, trying to figure out how to stop you.
Top-notch concentration there by Fields. Great catch. 3 to the left, 1 to the right now for the Bears. The quick toss-out to Jeremiah Carey as he carries it forward. And we look to maybe have a man down for the Bears. Yep. They're going to blow the whistle on it. About a 5-yard gain on the play. I do believe that is Carey. Couldn't tell what happened from this angle. Maybe hit a little low.
Yeah, I think it was kind of just an awkward. It was a great open field tackle there by, I believe, number 19 for Vilonia, but he kind of hit Carey just a little, kind of in an awkward spot on the leg to make that tackle. Let's hope he's okay.
Yeah, Grayson Dumas on the initial hit. Hopefully nothing too serious. And that is actually number 52, Cameron Johnson, the left guard for the Bears. And he's up, but he is limping, not putting any weight on that left foot. So hopefully, maybe just a mild sprain.
Yeah, maybe
at worst.
Just got rolled up a little bit. Let's hope he's okay.
Because he is a force on that defensive side, too, so that could potentially be a big blow for the Bears. And I can't tell who is now in at that left guard position. You know, those linemen, they like to roll their jerseys up nowadays. And we've got something here. Oh, and they're going to give it a false start. I was thinking maybe with the man charging in, kind of that fake blitz. I know that's a little bit of an emphasis. You can't run full steam and then stop on a dime and get away with it on the defensive side. But more times than not, they're going to call the offense for the procedure. So backs it up 5, 2nd and 11 now for the Bears.
And it looked like they ran that right at the new offensive lineman, and he made, a little overexcited.
Hampton rolling to his right. That's his strong hand. Great block there. Christian Fields downfield. And nice tackle for the Eagles, but that is enough for a Sylvan Hills first down. Move the chains.
Yeah, that was an excellent block there by Carey, helping his quarterback out.
Gave him just a little bit of time, a little bit of confidence as he throws it right into the soft part of the zone. So they flip the formation now, 3 to the left this time. Quick toss to Carey, and Carey met immediately by a host of Vilonia Eagles led by John Mason Halley.
Yeah, we just got to get – that's 2 or 3 times we've tried to run that play where Vilonia's been right there on it. We got to get somebody over on that left side out there. Number 10's a fast linebacker. He crashes down on the ball quick. We got to get somebody out there to block him.
You got to wonder, too, if maybe they're setting something up a little bit on that. Because we've run that formation a couple of times with that play.
Yeah.
As I look into my crystal ball, who knows? Crystal ball showing some pressure. Hampton gets away from it. He's got some room. He uncorks one, and it's floating.
Oh! There we go!
Touchdown, Bears! They finally get a bounce to go their way. Shoot those fireworks off, fam.
And there we go, a little bit of luck. Just like I was saying, now's the time to make a drive, and a little bit of luck may come your way. There we go. We get a tip pass of our own, but this one goes for a touchdown.
Right through the hands of Christian Fields. I believe that was Nigel Casey. But I couldn't tell what the number was. Nonetheless, the number is 6, as in points on the board. Bears finally get on the board for the season with their first touchdown of the year. 8.5 minutes left here in the first half versus Vilonia as they get set for the extra point. Tried the old swinging gate there for a moment. Vilonia not buying at it. And that extra point is no good. So I will say that is a new kicker in Tristan Trejo, a soccer guy, but kicking a football just a little different than the old round ball.
Yeah, I will say Trejo, his older brother is actually my brother-in-law, and they're both new to kicking. Trejo, Raul, his older brother, came and kicked for the Arkansas Punishers, a minor league team that I owned. And the first year he was kind of, nervous, missed a couple kicks, but the second year he was really good at it. So I'm sure he's coaching his brother up, and as we see this season go on, Trejo will be knocking those field goals down.
Absolutely. So the Bears double their lead, 6-3 now. As that's fun to say. The Bears now have a lead with their first score of the year. So it only took them 6 quarters into the 2024 season, but the Bears finally off the schneid.
And they got something to build upon now. Now your defense can play with more confidence. Your offense plays with more confidence. Everybody's happy and juiced up on the sidelines. And a dangerous team is a confident team. So I'd like to see Sylvan Hills keep building on that confidence. Go out of here, make a stop, get that ball back,
And they finally caught a break.
Yes.
A worthwhile break at that. They've gotten a couple here and there, but it just hasn't seemed to come to fruition for points. But Bears now finally on the board, and they can get that monkey off their back. And you have to think that that is something that was weighing on the offense just a little bit. As the Bears go with the short kick. Vilonia going to start with some pretty solid field position. About the 40-yard line. That looks to be about the spot. I believe that was 16 Cooper Daniels on the return. So Vilonia in business here. 1st and 10 as they start from their own 39-yard line as they backed it up just a touch. So again, Bears defense has been solid. A couple of bad breaks really is about what you can say, but it does look like they've kept Vilonia in pretty good check so far as they go empty backfield here to start this drive. 3 to the left, 2 to the right for Cole. As he drops back, quick pass, low pass.
I think that was only a gain of like 4 yards. That's
Yeah, about 4 yards here. That's John Mason Halley. So 4 yards in a cloud of dust, if you will. As he did have the knee down when he caught that.
I'd like to see a little bit of a break go our defense's way now, see if they can get an interception or something.
Vilonia now looking to the sideline for the call. 2 receivers out to each side. Halley in the backfield with Cole. Cole drops back, lets it fly. He's got a man deep. And he just could not hold on to it. Intended for number 3, Landon Jackson. Excellent defense there by Egan Hall. He had a step on him, but you got to finish the catch. Looks like he had it initially, and then as he hit the ground, lost control. Hall obviously influencing that just a little bit.
So Jay, as an Arkansas State fan, you're saying if you hit the ground, you got to hold on to the ball for it to be a catch.
Hey, he held on to it all the way to the ground, and then he let go of it once he hit the ground. Come on now. They called it a catch. It goes down as a reception. This goes down as a reception as well. Great hit there by Hall again. He's all over the place here. Minimal gain there for the Eagles. As Ace Sowell makes the catch, pointing first down, but young man, you're well short of it. Looks to be a long 4 yards. And I do believe that will be the punt team in now for Vilonia as Cole is stepping off the field. But as we've seen these teams, you never know what's going to happen with them.
Yeah, I like this here. Make sure he punts the football, and that's a definite win here for the defense. And get that offense right back on the field.
Ryan Parham back to receive the punt. We'll see if he can do a little damage here. Punt is away, and they are punting away from him, well away. Oh, the fortunate bounce. Parham picks it up, though. And gets maybe about 2 or 3. He's pushed out of bounds by Cooper Daniels. And it looks like the Bears will start just outside the 20-yard line at the 21. Well, in between the 20 and 21, so the 20 and a half, if you will.
Yeah, good job on the return guy there to secure it and get, just an extra couple yards. Those yards could come back to benefit Sylvan Hills. Whereas the ball could have been spotted at the 1 or wherever it
Yeah, that thing was bouncing that way for sure.
Right. So that's a good job on the return guy there. I like it.
So we'll see if the Bears offense can build upon what they had the last drive. Caught a break here and there. A couple of great passes by Tyler Hampton. Maybe they found a little something, motioning him out, maybe putting him on the run a little bit. Vilonia looking like they're going to bring pressure. Hampton barking out the call. He takes the pass. Quick out pass. Great move there. And he's got room to run. Oh, and the momentum for Tyler Blakely carries him out of bounds. He had room, and it looked like one man would have been the one to beat.
It's still rather early, but I love what I'm seeing out of this Sylvan Hills football team right now.
They're playing with a little different swagger now, and they are marking it back. Way back further. Still a first down, though, but...
That may have been where he went out, I guess.
Yeah. I didn't think he was quite on the other side of the field. Big gain, though, about 20 yards on the play as they are spotted just shy of the 40-yard line. And there's that toss out to, I believe that is Sherwin. He makes a couple of guys miss. Falls forward a little bit for maybe 5 or 6 yards.
Yeah, they look like they had a little bit different of a setup there to, in the blocking scheme, and it paid off there. You got, like you said, 5-6 yards. I like to see it. Sylvan Hills making adjustments, moving the ball.
2 to the left, 2 to the right. One man to the right, the left of Hampton. As they make the play adjustment at the line of scrimmage. Vilonia bringing a little pressure. Quick hit. I believe that is Tyler Blakely on the opposite sideline. Minimal gain, but it is a gain.
Yep.
And this might be that adjustment we were talking about to that pressure as Hampton knew right where he was going with the ball as soon as he snapped it back there.
Yep, that's how you get those teams to maybe stop blitzing, and then you can start running the ball again.
There you go. See, coaching football's not that hard. Even a caveman can do it. And you got the nice beard, so no offense. 3rd and short now for the Bears. Hampton drops back, thinking about going, cuts it back up, but doesn't look like he's going to get quite enough. In fact, no gain on the play. So 4th and 2 now. Be interested to see if they'll decide to go for it, if they'll try to pin Vilonia back deep into their own territory, as we are now just under 5.5 minutes, and it does look like the Bears will send out the punt team.
Yeah, there I think Hampton was kind of in that gray area where, do I run? Do I try and make a throw? And just, Vilonia really good at swarming to the football, got them there. And Sylvan Hills, luckily, has a really good punter, so when you're in these situations, it's easier to say, okay, let's punt it. Defense playing great so far.
Clean snap, big-time punt. And they're going to let it drop. Takes a bit of a fortunate bounce for Vilonia, but the Bears still pin them inside the 20. So mark it down for that punter, the old inside the 20. Believe that is about the 16, or they're going to mark it at the 15. A little bit in between there, just on the other side of the 15-yard line. So you'd like to see, though, going back to that last play, Hampton maybe make that decision a little faster of, okay, I'm going to try to go for it. But it does look like he still has a little indecision on, do I go for the run in a 3rd and short situation? You like to see him maybe put the head down a little bit and try to barrel forward for a first down.
Yeah, I tell you, though, I really like what I've seen out of Hampton last week and this week, though. He's a good ball player, and as the season goes on, though, that play right there won't be gray area as much anymore.
Gibson looked like he was going to try to get the edge, cuts it back up the middle, falls forward a little bit. As you mentioned, he's been excellent at that tonight, that low center of gravity. Makes it pretty easy for the diminutive running back to fall forward. About 5 on the carry there. Well, they called it 6 here in the stadium, so why not? We'll give it to him. 2nd and 4. And you saw that one developing pretty early, and the Bears also saw that one developing right from the jump. Katie and Gibson there on the reception. That was Von Fronabarja. What a name there. Malachi Summons leading the way. Didn't fool him whatsoever. No gain on the play. In fact, a loss of 2, so that'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. Those kind of plays, you've seen them already, so now your eye discipline's a little better. Malachi, really good player on this defense, made a really good play there.
We've got whistles on here, and it looks like it is going against Vilonia.
I tell you, the more this game goes on, the more confidence is building with this Sylvan Hills team. I can kind of feel it.
Well, that defense is certainly flying around. And the discipline, that's what you like to see. Vilonia with a couple of big opportunities, had a couple of fortunate bounces, but when given the chance, They haven't gotten much. Great design there, actually. As that's Hunter Wells right up the middle. Finds the seam. Cole had all kinds of time in the backfield. Big gain, though, for the Eagles as they get to the 40-yard line.
That was a really well-thrown ball there.
Yeah, and it looked like the defenders kind of, I got it, you take it, as both went to the outside man, allowing for Wells to get wide open there in the middle. Eagles look to the sideline, adjust the formation ever so slightly. Cole rolls to his right. He's got a man, and he makes the catch, and he's got a little extra after. Believe that's Gibson on the play. No, check that. That's Cooper Daniels. Something about these Wes Welker type of receivers for Vilonia. They're shifty.
Yeah, shifty. And they got great hands, and they know how to, get the catch and get what they can upfield.
And what I like about Gibson there is he's got no gloves. So that's all hand on him. Respect. The gloves are for show. But my boy here got true hands. Empty backfield. Looked like a little bit of a false start. The officials let it go. Tosses one up, and in and out of the hands. And as soon as I'm paying compliments, Vilonia lets you down. In and out of the hands of John Mason Halley. And that was a 6-point strike there for Vilonia.
Sylvan Hills has given up a couple of big plays on defense, but they haven't gone for scores. The ones that would go for scores are drop passes or they're playing good defensively. So that confidence still got to be high for that defense. They just got to keep balling.
Catching some breaks. 3 to the left, 1 to the right now for Vilonia. Oh, there's number 1 breaking out. He catches it that time, and he is going to walk in for the touchdown. Ace Sowell, you had to see that one coming. Not sure what happened there on the defense. Just lost track of him, it looked like.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Good route concept. DB's just got to communicate a little more who's taking who. Vilonia gets the touchdown there.
So Vilonia seems to have found something there as they have been looking up the seams in the middle of the field, not really so much on the outsides, but they're starting to pick on the guys up the middle, it looks like.
Yeah, if you can kind of make those safeties kind of pick, pick and move out of the way, then you can get somebody to replace where they're at. And you got a quarterback that can throw the ball pretty good like they can. Take advantage of it.
Extra point is good. So with 2:47 left here in the first half, the Vilonia Eagles take a 10-6 lead over Sylvan Hills. So not a lot of time for the Bears, but also at the same time a whole lot of time, especially with 2 timeouts in your pocket.
Yeah, here I want to see just a good 2-minute, 47-second drive here for a touchdown. A lot of good, they had some really good quick throws earlier. Get a bunch of those kind of nickel and dime down the field. Let Hampton put the ball in the receiver's hands, make some plays.
Yeah, I'd like to see the skill guys get a little yaks.
Yeah.
Some yak out here. Those yards after catch. Little score update for you guys here in the network. Maumelle playing host to the Parkview Patriots. That game is a tight one, 9-0 Parkview. As we get a little fist pumping here in the press box. Kick is away for Vilonia. Oh, that's a heck of a block. Helmets go flying. That was number 21, Jeremy Andrews, on the wrong side of a clean block, let me add. Bears get it out to about the 25-yard line. They've got 2:39 left here in the first half to try to make something happen.
And here you just want a good, clean drive out of the offense. Execute good, O-line, hold your blocks. Let Hampton be a good quarterback that he is. Drive down the field and score.
Now, I'm not one of these guys that prescribes to the theory of, you don't want to leave too much time on the clock for your opponent. I'd rather go down there and score in one play, personally, but that's just me.
Yeah.
And Hampton drops the ball. Luckily for him, I believe that's Summons who fell on the ball. Excuse me, that was number 15, Cabrian Buchanan. So Johnny on the spot there avoids disaster. So the Bears will give it another go here, 2nd and 12. Hampton rolls right, Fields wide open, easy peasy on the catch. Maybe should have went out of bounds on that, but nonetheless fights for a couple of more yards. And we've got an injury down, and it looked pretty ugly early on. Some of the reactions were signaling, get down here quick, as he is swarmed, and all of the Maumelle players are being encouraged to go the other way. Not sure who it is that is down, but it does seem that there is some urgency, as it is all hands on deck here, as both Vilonia and Sylvan Hills training staff are tending to the down player. Again, not sure who it is, but it is a Sylvan Hills player, as silence has now befallen Bill Blackwood Field here. .159 left here in the first half. Vilonia has a 10-6 lead. Sylvan Hills with the ball, but we do have an injured Bear on the field. And as soon as we can relay who it is, we will definitely let you know. And we do have some officials on cell phones here, so you'd have to think they might be calling in for the big dogs here with the ambulance. But again, we'll see who it is.
And we may take a short break here, a little moment of silence while they get this figured out.
If you're just joining us, we've got an injury on the field. Believe that to be number 14, Christian Fields, who made that last reception. And from what we could tell, it was pretty immediate that everybody in that vicinity knew something wasn't right. Now, we're not sure what the extent of his injury is. Preliminary indications that we've been told is it's an upper body injury. I believe it might be the arm, but we're not going to necessarily prognosticate on that as of right now, at least from what we saw and some of the angles that we saw. It did look like it was maybe an arm injury, but that is number 14, Christian Fields. So if it is a serious injury, as it appears to be, a big-time blow to this Sylvan Hills offense. If you're just joining us, 1:59 left here in the first half. Sylvan Hills hosting the Vilonia Eagles, and right now the Eagles leading 10-6, but all attention right now is around the 35-yard line, as Christian Fields has been down for the better part of 5 minutes. And again, it did look like anybody who was around the play there, coaches, other players, even our chain gang, knew immediately that this injury was serious. So as we await the emergency personnel, we can hear the sirens. So you got to hope that while it is serious, hopefully it's not a season-ending injury. But right now Christian Fields still down on the field. And just to recap, this one been a bit of a back-and-forth affair so far, as both of these teams have had little spurts of momentum. Big plays the key so far in this game, as both teams have had their fair share of big plays and some fortunate plays in this one, as we've seen balls bouncing all over the place, and that's why they make the ball the way they do. Sherwood Fire and Police now on scene to assess the situation as they try to stabilize Fields. Again, we're not sure what the extent of his injury is, but it does appear to be an upper body injury, as both teams have all taken their knees. And, and Chris, I don't know, just in your time playing, even if you are on the other team, you want to go out there and the name of it's football. The name of the game is to lay the wood, and everybody oohs and ahs big hits, but nobody, regardless of what level, regardless of rivalry level, you don't want to see things like this happen. And it does tend to let the air out of a game when you do see something like this.
Yeah, no matter who you are, who you're playing, you always want everybody to come out 100% healthy, and
well, maybe 95% usually. You want them to feel it a little bit, I'd imagine, but not to this extent. And it didn't look like there was any ill intent. It wasn't a dirty play or anything like that. It's just kind of one of those football things that happens.
Yeah, and the biggest thing that both teams are wanting right now is that Christian Fields is okay, like you said, nothing season ending. And it was great. I will give props to the Vilonia physical therapy staff and their coaching staff for immediately jumping on that. Huge thank you to them for immediately going over there and checking on.
Yeah, absolutely. As it did happen, basically on their sideline. They were Johnny on the spot. In fact, a lot of those guys were standing right there. In fact, it happened just in front of their training table, so obviously they were right there to render any initial aid as the Sylvan Hills guys come across. And then it's just sort of a tag team effort there, as we are now getting the ambulance onto the field. So you just hate to see this, as I'm sure, again, if you're bringing out the ambulances, this is going to be one of those things where you're going to see x-rays and MRIs and things of that nature. So we hope for nothing but the best for Christian Fields. We hope, again, it's nothing too serious. But it does seem they have him stabilized, as he is still writhing in pain a little bit, as he does have the jersey off, pads off, and it appears to be his right arm. So, Chris, just in your time, and I know you've probably dealt with some of this, how do teams tend to react? Because, like I said, it takes a little bit of the air out of the game. Obviously, it takes some rhythm and flow out of the game, but especially for the Bears, that's one of your comrades, that's one of your brothers down, and obviously with the ambulance and the crowd of folks around him, you have to know it's serious. So I guess just from your time. How do you try to bounce back? How do you try to get back into a groove? Because there still is a game to play.
One of the is Christian Fields there being loaded up on the stretcher. He may have gave a thumbs up, everybody clapping. One of the things is it now gives Sylvan Hills something to play for the rest of this game and the rest of the season if they do lose them the rest of the season. But it allows you to play for something. At first you were playing for pride, playing for Sylvan Hills. Now you have a brother that you can play for and rally around, give you a little more motivation to maybe, finish this game. I liked what I saw over there. The players were staying warm, talking to each other, staying pumped up, getting ready to go out here and continue to fight and finish this game for their brother. And I like to see, great hustle out of Blakely and Casey there. They ran and grabbed Field stuff for him.
As he waves to the crowd, so it does seem to be that he will be okay, and it's just a matter of how serious is this injury. As you hate to see this part of the game, but it is just one of those things that it tends to happen on occasion.
And I do again want to give another huge shout out to both athletic training staffs. For Vilonia being first on the scene, and then Sylvan Hills, those girls took off across the field to be there for Christian Fields, and then the good folks of Sherwood's finest being here as quick as they could to get him to where he needs to go to get the care he needs. That's one of the beautiful things of football is when something like that does happen, you forget that name on the chest, and you remember that you are a human being and you are a brother, a football brother at the end of the day, and good to see both teams taking care of one of their own,
Exactly, yeah. And again, it's one of those things where, I remember when I played, I wanted guys to, just kind of be black and blue a little bit, not necessarily broken. You always like to play physical. You play it clean and physical, and nobody can shake their hand or shake their hands at that, but Christian Fields being carted off, now being loaded into the ambulance, so we wish nothing but the best for him. We hope it's not as serious as maybe what it looked like. But if we do get an update, we will definitely pass it along to you. And when we get set to resume play here, there'll be 1:59 left in the quarter. 3rd and 2 for the Bears on their own 33-yard line. And it does appear we are about to line it up. So if there wasn't enough adversity for the Bears, here you go. One of your starting receivers, the 6'1 junior. And, as Coach Houle said in pregame, they were dealing with a couple of suspensions. Now you've got an injury to deal with, and next man up. So Ryan Parham looks to maybe get a little more run in that receiver spot as we are set to resume play here. Hampton handing it off, and a little bit of a double handoff almost worked. And it looks like Vilonia, they think they've got the ball. And we'll wait for an official signal here as the Bears got a little tricky, may have tricked themselves right into something, and it does appear Sylvan Hills did hold on to the ball, so crisis averted, but it does bring up 4th down. And the Bears do appear that they will punt the ball away.
Yeah, I like the play call there. Try something a little different. Maybe catch Vilonia sleeping just a little bit.
Well, especially after, kind of the somber mood here of the field. Maybe got a little too tricky there. Good play call. Maybe didn't quite execute it the way you'd like to see it. Bears taking this one all the way down. And a bomb of a punt.
Man.
As Gibson has to retreat. And he fumbles it, and he is right there to fall right onto the ball. So Vilonia will have 1:15 left here in the half as they will take over on their own 26-yard line.
Is that Billings, the punter? Is that what you said his name was?
That is Tyler Scott.
Scott. I tell you, man, what grade is he in?
He's a senior.
If he works on that just a little bit more, he could have a future in punting.
I'm telling you, punters need love too.
They do. I like what I see out of him.
This defense needs a little love right now as Cole drops back. He's gotten really nowhere to go. Throws it a little too low there for Hunter Wells. So that one falls incomplete, brings up 2nd and 10. The Grizzone with a packed area tonight as they're across the field from us. You got it right there at the 50-yard line. Gold out for them. Can't miss it. Cole drops back. He does miss it. That pass intended for Gibson. Not sure if that one just slipped out of his hands or what happened there, but that one didn't have a chance. So 3rd and 10, Bears come with a stop here. They might actually have a chance to make a little noise.
Yeah, Vilonia being aggressive, trying to throw the ball, get points on the board. It may backfire here if the Bears can get a stop and force a punt.
And you got to think, if you're Vilonia, you might just want to run the ball, make the Bears at least burn a timeout. And you also always have a chance to pop one as Gibson gets it going out wide. He's looking for a running lane. Doesn't really find much of one. Gain of about 4, maybe 5 on the play. And the clock's still rolling here. Little surprised the Bears don't try to take a timeout here to at least force the issue just a little bit. But I'd imagine with the mood being the way it is on the sideline right now, you maybe just want to take it into halftime and just regroup. And the Bears do finally now take that timeout. So, if you're going to take it, I'd have taken it maybe 20 seconds ago. But with just over 37 seconds remaining here in the half, that is their second timeout. So, not sure what the thinking was there, but they do take that timeout. Sylvan Hills with the timeout. And at least make Vilonia think about it. But if you're Vilonia, I'd imagine, let's just punt this thing away because this offense really hasn't done enough to scare you into thinking that they'll hit a big play. I mean, the big play is always an option. But Sylvan Hills, not really much of a big play team, even though they've had a couple of big plays. And what I mean by that is that's just not their MO. They're more of a grind it out. They'll spread you out. They're not really looking to throw the ball deep a lot. They can, but they don't do it much. They're more of get guys in space and let your playmakers make plays.
And this goes into the coaches playing a little bit of chess against each other.
Oh, yeah, this is the part of the game you got to love to see. Colson Ashcraft back. Vilonia will punt. And then is Ryan Parham back for the Bears. So we'll see how Vilonia goes about doing this one. They did certainly kick it clearly away from number 9 the last time. And it looks like they will use that sideline to their advantage. Unfortunate hop if you're Vilonia. So the Bears with a bit of a bounce. I believe they're going to mark it at about the 47-yard line.
Yeah, and I think right here, if I'm the offensive coordinator, my best play call that I have in that playbook, I may call here if I got a little trick play. May try it here.
Why not?
Just see how aggressive Sylvan Hills wants to be.
And it looks like they bumped it back just a little bit. It looks about the 44-yard line. Yeah, just on the other side of the 44. So if the Bears, I say go for it. Yeah. But that's just me. I'm a bit of a gambler myself.
Yeah, I'm an aggressive play caller as well, but sometimes
my NCAA team, we tend to go for it on these kinds of things.
Yeah, NCAA, I take the Kevin Kelly aspect. I don't ever punt.
That's right. 1 to the left, 3 to the right. Vilonia showing a little bit of pressure, drops back a little bit, and the Bears try to hit him with the run up the middle. Sherwin up the middle for 4, maybe about 4 yards, as the clock does tick away. Sylvan Hills looking like they might get one play off. They don't seem to be in a huge hurry to get this play off, but they will get one more off as Hampton drops back. He's under a little pressure, runs up the middle, and you got to like what you see there. That's the stuff that I was looking for. Definitive in the run. Saw the open space there. He took it. Enough for the first down, but the clock is currently at 0s. And, well, there was 1 second on the clock, and we wound it. And now we are officially. Oh, and it appears we will put 1 second back on the clock. Sylvan Hills takes their final timeout. So it looks like we're going to get one more play before the half. You got to figure, hey, just rear back and chuck it.
Yeah, that may have been Sylvan Hills' game plan there. Just try and get a little more yards to maybe, where Hampton feels comfortable launching one into the end zone. I like it.
And then it's just a matter of if you can get it to the end zone. Now, they're at the 44. You got to think, if he lets it go, we're looking at about a maybe 48-yard pass just to get to the goal line. You put a couple more yards, about a 50-yard hurl. And then it's just a matter of out-jump the other guy if he can get it to the end zone.
Yeah, they got 81 in there. He looks like a real tall receiver. That's what I'd say. Put your tallest guys in there and launch it towards the end zone.
Yeah, Lacoby Brent, 6'2", junior. This is what it is. 4 streaks. Empty backfield. And really, if you're Sylvan Hills, that line, just give him the time. Let your guys get down there. It looks like Vilonia is going to play quarters, but also sending guys right up the middle. And he'll have to just throw it away. So, as I said, the line not giving him much of a chance when that's really all you needed on a play like that, because it does take a little time for that play to develop. So Hampton has to throw it out of bounds, and we are now officially at halftime. So with the halftime score, Vilonia leading the Sylvan Hills Bears 10-6, but definitely a bit of a back-and-forth affair in this one. So we're going to take a little halftime break with you, and when we come back on the other side, we'll get you ready and set for the third quarter. Again, Sylvan Hills trailing at the half against Vilonia in this one, 10-6.
A graded field is not only important for player safety but also the field's health, and no company in the state matches the exceptional service and dedication like our friends at Athletic Field Service of Arkansas in Sherwood. From servicing all types of natural grass athletic fields that includes aerating, top dressing, and phrase mowing to a variety of residential projects, Jeremy Rice and his crew have you covered. They also offer an extensive list of infield renovation services. Call Jeremy at 501-416-1218. That's 501-416-1218 for your free evaluation, and check them out on Facebook or see what they have to offer online by visiting afsofar.com. Athletic Field Service of Arkansas. We got the dirt on your infield.
And once again, a big hand for the Sylvan Hills High School varsity dance team. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the field for your continued halftime entertainment, the Vilonia High School Marching Eagle Band. The band is under the direction of Philip Nichols, Caleb Knight, Clay Paul, Cody Jernigan. Flag coach is Casey Eubanks. Majorette coach is Emily Boland. Tonight, the Marching Eagle Band invites you into a fantastical dream world where the boundaries between sweet dreams and haunting nightmares blur as they present part one of their 2024 production, Dreams and Nightmares. We are proud to present an exhibition drum major, Jonah Smith, and the Marching Eagle Band.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Marching Eagle Band.
To continue our halftime entertainment, we proudly present the pride of the hillside, the Sylvan Hills High School Marching Bear Band. And once again, a big hand for the Sylvan Hills High School Marching Bear Band.
Graded field is not only important for player safety but also the field's health, and no company in the state matches the exceptional service and dedication like our friends at Athletic Field Service of Arkansas in Sherwood. From servicing all types of natural grass athletic fields that includes aerating, top dressing, and phrase mowing to a variety of residential projects, Jeremy Rice and his crew have you covered. They also offer an extensive list of infield renovation services. Call Jeremy at 501-416-1218. That's 501-416-1218 for your free evaluation, and check them out on Facebook or see what they have to offer online by visiting afsofar.com. Athletic Field Service of Arkansas, we got the dirt on your infield.
We on the hills, man. It's dogs. Hey, let's get it. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. I got that pride in me. I got that dog in me. I got my dogs with me. You know where you can find me. Hillside.
Welcome back to Sylvan Hills Sports Network. Jay Burr, Chris Goodman with you here. All part of the Natural States Sports Network. 10-6, the scene here at Bill Blackwood Field out here in Sherwood, America. Bears down 10-6. We got some first half stats for you here. Vilonia opened up the scoring here. We'll give you a quick recap of how we got here. As Sam Kaufman opened up the scoring for Vilonia on a field goal. Nigel Casey then caught a 30-yard pass from Tyler Hampton that actually slipped through the hands of Christian Fields initially, but hey, it all still counts for 6. And then Ace Sowell with the 44-yard pass from Skylar Cole, and that puts us where we're at 10-6 here. Rushing yards pretty even so far, 47-43 in favor of the Eagles. Passing also in favor of the Eagles as they have 156 yards passing to Sylvan Hills 116. Vilonia 10 for 19 on the pass. Sylvan Hills 8 for 10, so you like to see the accuracy at the very least. Penalties pretty even in this one as nobody has really done anything super outstanding. Nothing like last week anyways. That was a crazy affair. And then the time of possession favoring the Bears, a little over 14 minutes to just under 9 minutes for the Eagles. Big story here in the first half, however, is number 14 Christian Fields going down for the Bears. Pretty tough injury just before the first half concluded. Preliminary indications that we're getting is a compound fracture of his right arm. So Sylvan Hills will be looking to replace one of their starting wide receivers with somebody. Ryan Parham, a guy that instantly comes to mind to possibly step up into that role. Kobe Brent also another option for the Bears. So that's a bit of a tough blow for the Bears. But, hey, really what you got to take away from this, only allowing 10 points. Pretty much the same position they were in last week against Maumelle. But also, hey, Sylvan Hills actually on the board this time with those 6 points.
Yeah, and they're playing with a lot of confidence. There's been a couple of things that has, luck has been on the side of kind of both teams going Sylvan Hills' way one play when they scored the touchdown, and then a couple of balls have bounced Vilonia's way, and they've been able to get some yards off that. Both teams playing with a lot of confidence right now. I like what Sylvan Hills has been doing defensively and offensively. They've been playing, I see a lot of great things coming out of Sylvan Hills. Now, great things to other people is different to great things to me. Great things to maybe the average football fan or the big scoring plays, this and that. But the there's some small things that Sylvan Hills is doing on offense and defense. They're executing some little things that, I preach it, and I'm going to preach it every game. The little things lead to the big things. And as those little things that Sylvan Hills is doing keep getting better, you'll see this team play better.
Spoken like a true coach. Man, what an offensive lineman thing to say right there. One thing you would like to see, though, is that offensive line maybe hold their blocks a little better. We did kind of notice Vilonia dialing up the pressure, and it wasn't like they were picking and choosing those blitzes. That seems to be part of their game plan here, is to put pressure on Tyler Hampton, and so far it's working. It's kind of not at the same time. Obviously, that 8 for 10, he's been accurate with it, but he's also taken a couple of sacks, and big sacks at that, but also, too, on the defensive side of the ball. A couple of big plays here and there, and you mentioned a couple of fortunate bounces that went the way for the Eagles, and this could be, a 6-0 affair. It could be 0-0 for all we know at this point. So it's been one of those kind of goofy games so far.
Yeah, and to speak on the offensive line, they, again, I'm going to say it every game. Coach Sal is a great offensive coach. Played at UCA, played at UAM. He also played pro arena football as well. So they're in good hands under him, having him as a coach. So I know he's in there, and the biggest thing is communication on the offensive line. Yeah, they're bringing blitzes. Yeah, they're getting to our quarterback. But now we know we've seen some of their blitzes. Now we know how to talk to one another, pick it up. Okay, if this guy does this, we know that guy's coming, and vice versa. So now they can talk, make their adjustments at halftime, come out here, and hopefully, we see this offensive line execute a little bit better.
One thing that the Bears do get back, a bit of a fortunate thing for them, they do get Chris Davis back, as he was serving a first-half suspension from the previous game out there in Maumelle. Again, Riley Jablanowski out for the entirety of this game. So Bears kind of dealing with it right now, to say the least. Christian Fields, obviously, that's going to be a big one on the offensive side. And we haven't heard much from Cameron Johnson as he limped off the field earlier. I haven't seen much of him since then. So you got to think that the Bears' depth is being tested mightily at this point.
If I'm with that Sylvan Hills coaching staff, I'm saying we got Vilonia right where we want them. A lot of people probably count this Bears team out, but I don't. I see them playing really good football. They're playing with confidence. They're executing on plays that they need to. And one of the biggest things, as you just pointed out, they got multiple players out, and they're still finding ways to get stops. They're still finding ways to move the ball. We will have to find, see who steps in for the injured player there in the receiving core. Steps up. Maybe Hampton can find a new target to throw to. Maybe somebody comes out of nowhere, surprises you a little bit, starts making some plays.
Well, and I think the other big thing you really need to watch for, and we've seen it the past year, and is the second half. This is when the Bears, if something doesn't go their way, then the snowball starts rolling down the hill, and it starts rolling down fast. So definitely something you want to look out for. If something doesn't go their way right out the gate, are those thoughts going to start creeping in of like, here we go again, everything's going to start falling off the wagon, or is this that game? And we alluded to it in the pregame, asked Coach Houle even, hey, this team's got to learn to win. Yep. And this is definitely one of those positions where, I'm not going to say it's going to propel them to a state title or anything like that, but you get a win in this atmosphere. You're losing at the half. And now, granted, it's not a big deficit or anything, but just the fact that you're able to come back from a first half deficit to possibly get a W, I think would go a long way when it comes to this season. Again, not saying that they would, end up being state champs or anything. Weirder things have happened though, but just to see them get one on the board finally, I think would be huge for this program.
And I think Coach Houle's got them headed in the right direction. I don't think they're going to dwell too much on last year. I think they've got a good coaching staff in here. And one thing with the coaching staff, Coach Houle's got a lot of experience. Coach Sal has a lot of college experience. They've got Jarius Wright out there, all-time great Razorback, former NFL player out there coaching. So they've got a lot of guys who, they've been at the highest level. They know, how to kind of get the mindset right to move forward. You have a bad season, and both, everybody in football has been, unless you play at Alabama, you've been a part of a bad season, if you will. So you kind of, what it takes to get out of that slump.
Yeah.
And I think Sylvan Hills is right now, coming out this second half, this is where you make your stamp on the season, which direction you want to go.
And people tend to forget that the first year Nick Saban at Alabama, they actually lost to Louisiana Monroe.
Yep.
So how about that? And then, went on to be the absolute machine that they are. So, and again, not saying that this is what could happen if Sylvan Hills does pull this one out, but, man, Lord of mercy, the Bears got to be due for a W here at some point.
Yeah, and I saw a comment. Somebody was asking who the injured player was. It's number 14, Christian Fields, was carted off in the ambulance towards the end of the second half there. But, the Bears, I think, like I said, and I keep, I notice the small things when I watch them, and they're just so close to breaking it open, having the offense really working well, the O-line working well, and Hampton is a good quarterback to lead. I think we're real close. We got to come out on defense and get a stop here, but I think they're real close to executing perfectly.
And actually going back to Christian Fields, man, you got to feel for the kid. Actually broke his leg towards the end of last year. Now it looks like an arm injury this year, and we're not sure how serious it is or anything like that. From what we've heard, kind of anecdotally, it's a fracture of some kind. So, I mean, just unfortunate, and we wish nothing but the best for Christian Fields. Hopefully it's not as serious as maybe what it looked initially, and we hope to see him back on the field this season. As the Bears get ready to kick off the second half, number 64, Tristan Trejo, getting ready to tee it up as we get the second half underway here at Bill Blackwood Field in Sherwood, and it looks like it is going out of bounds. Barely. Pun fully intended there.
Yeah, it kind of,
it took a little bit of a bounce, and
yeah.
it hugged that sideline, but it does go out of bounds. Vilonia looks like they will take the penalty. Don't worry about the re-kick. And I believe that gets them set up at the, if I remember the rule right, it's the 30 or the 35.
I think it's the 35.
And maybe it's the 40.
Well.
Okay, I stand corrected there. I thought it was a little further back, but here we are. Vilonia with the solid field position to open the first half. And it looks like they are bunching receivers in there. A little different look for them as they got two in the backfield. Oh, and that play is going nowhere fast. Bears all over it. Ball's down. And
there we go.
And the Bears have recovered it. So, Chris, nail, meet, head. Big time play right out the gate as Sylvan Hills gets the fumble recovery. I believe that was Pierre Grimes making the play from that bandit linebacker position. So here we go. What looked to be a 5-yard loss is now a big-time gain for the Bears. Perfect field position for the Bears to make a little noise. And here it is. Maybe that snowball can roll the other way for a change.
And like I said right before we came out, now's the time for the Bears to make a stamp on how they want this season to go. Come out here. You forced the turnover on the first play. Let's go down and put some points on the board.
Absolutely. We're seeing Nigel Casey out there, so he might be one of those guys that gets a little more run. And Hampton's up the middle. He's got a little room. He's dancing, shucking. Let's go. Bear down, touchdown. Give me all 6 of these. Oh, man. What a start to the second half for the Bears. First play on defense, they force the fumble. And then the next offensive play, boom, 35-yard touchdown run by Tyler Hampton.
And again, that coaching staff, I knew they were in there making the correct adjustments. And like you said earlier, they may have been running plays to set something up. There you go. You see a little motion. Hampton keeps it right up the middle for a touchdown.
That was some athleticism on display as well. Looked like Hampton was going to get caught from behind, maybe for a big gain, but one cut to the outside, blockers downfield. There it is, and ball is on the deck. And nobody there as Braylon McPhee just throws it out of bounds. He was outside the pocket, so no grounding on that or anything like that. So unfortunately for the Bears, the extra point attempt is no good. But fortunately, though, for the Bears, they now have the lead as 15 seconds into the third quarter. They now have the 12-10 lead And might I add, they started this quarter on defense. So there you go.
Yeah, you steal a possession there, and on that field goal, that may have been, the holder forgot to yell fire, fire, fire or something. Looks like the guys forgot to run out for the pass. But regardless, we do take the lead. Excellent play there by Hampton. Let's see if that defense can come out. Now your confidence is real high if you're on defense. You play, when your confidence is high, you play a little more.
Little quicker.
Yeah,
a little smarter.
Yeah, you have a little more swag to you. You come out, you fire off a little better. Let's see if we can, go out here and get another stop, force another turnover, and really swing that momentum in our way.
So on the other side of things here, we'll see how Vilonia kind of bounces back as they get hit right in the mouth right out the gate. And we've seen this too many times happen to Sylvan Hills, so nice for them to finally get on the other side of throwing the haymaker. As Trejo will tee it up. Hasn't had deep kicks as of yet. It does look like they've implored the strategy of using the sideline as an extra defender, in a sense, as he's been aiming towards the sideline a little bit. And the sky kick. And that is taken by number 16 for Vilonia, Cooper Daniels. And they get starting position about where they would have had it gone out of bounds. I want to say maybe about the 38-yard line, 39. Josiah Rainey there on the tackle.
Good job on him getting out there, not letting the returner get outside, make a good tackle.
Yeah, and you got to worry a little bit when they start coming back across the field, as those cutback lanes are there, as guys tend to just are in pursuit, and a guy cuts on a dime, boom, bam, right up the middle. But nothing doing this time. Cole drops back for Vilonia. Nowhere to go with it, and the Bears allow him to scramble, maybe gets 3, maybe 4 yards on that one as he's forced out of bounds.
Yeah, there he made the defender leave his feet, and that's what you never want to do on defense. Able to make a move, get upfield for a couple yards.
We'll give it to Carson Fuller, the 5'11 senior, on really being the one to force him out. Bears looking like they might have shown a little pressure there, had Vilonia second-guessing maybe what they were going to do. 1 to the left, 3 to the right for Cole, as he also has a running back to his right as well. Drops back, quick pass. Actually looked like he overthrew his initial receiver, but a Sowell right there for the reception.
It was a good pass there by the quarterback.
That was either a high pass that just happened to fortunately fall to the other guy, or, man, that was a great pass right to the guy.
I bet you Cole's going to say that's just how they drew it up.
Just how we drew it up. Eagles on the move. Oh, and Cole pulls the ball. Great pull. Oh, and they go crashing into the sidelines there. And Skylar Cole takes it for about 9 yards. So something to maybe look out for. I'm surprised they haven't let him use his legs a little more in this one. But could be something that we might see from Vilonia going forward here in the second half. Second and 1 now for Vilonia. Oh, and that has to be a false start. Looked like everybody kind of moved on that one, as the Eagles all kind of got a bit of a head start there. Backs them up 5. Brings up 2nd and 6 now. So manageable for this Bears defense. Formation looking to be 3 to the left of Cole, 1 to the right, and 1 in the backfield. Cole drops back. That running back gets pushed in. He throws off his back foot, and it falls right into the hands of Hunter Wells. And you kind of mentioned it earlier, jumping just a hair too soon. One guy lost his footing. So 2 defenders there for the Bears can't make the play, and Hunter Wells makes them pay with the walk-in score. And they take the 16-12 lead. Now, this is the part of the game where if you're the Bears, you might start getting a little concerned. Not that they necessarily have lost the lead again, but these extra points. Right now, Sylvan Hills 0 for 2 on their extra point attempts. And Vilonia so far has hit both of their extra point attempts, and it looks like the Eagles might be going for 2, which would, if the Bears were to score another touchdown, put them in a tie. And again, as I've mentioned, the extra points have not been falling for the Bears so far.
Yeah, Vilonia going for 2, make it a full score game.
And that man wide open almost dropped the ball. That's Cooper Daniels for the 2-point conversion. So Vilonia takes a 6-point lead. And this game has turned up just a notch here, as with barely a minute gone by in the third quarter, The score now, the visiting Eagles 18, the Sylvan Hills Bears 12.
Yeah, and the DBs kind of, like you said, you had one guy lose his footing and another just jumped just a hair too soon. Those are all things that can be coached up, luckily. Nobody's just getting beat terribly. These are all small things that can be worked out. So still got to play with a lot of confidence, got to play smart.
Has to be a little concerning, though, for your DBs with as many times as Vilonia is behind them. You really like to at least be step for step with them. But right now, Vilonia taking advantage of the big play. And again, the big play, one of those things that Coach Houle alluded to, is this ball hits the ground. And there's a bit of a hole. That's Brady Hester. Gets to the 40-yard line where the Bears will take over 1st and 10. Back to my point is your defensive backs usually don't want the guys on the opposite team behind you much. And like I said, you'd at least like to be in lockstep with them to avoid the whole jumping early. It's more of just getting your hand in there to break up a pass rather than having to make an extra athletic play. So Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 40-yard line. Looking to go empty backfield, it appears. With Harrison in that H-back position. Tyler Hampton up the middle. They'll mark the forward progress at about the 44. Solid gain there on 1st down.
I like that they're trying to get Hampton involved in the running game.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. So both the quarterbacks looking to put their teams on their shoulders here in the early going of the first half. Empty backfield once again. Caleb Harrison in that H-back position. That's Cabrian Buchanan. And dropped immediately. Trying to get to the outside. Couldn't quite stretch it enough. No gain on the play. And that will now bring up 3rd and 6. So for the Bears, a 3-and-out right here would be, I don't want to say disastrous, but definitely not good.
No, it's not what you want, but let's see if Hampton can make a play here and get a 1st down.
That's Sherwin going in motion, splits out wide. Hampton rolling that way. He doesn't have anybody to throw to, and he is dropped deep in the backfield by John Mason Halley. So the big loss for the Bears will force the 3-and-out. And if you're the Bears defense, this is a very important drive coming up here.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Jamison Holly for Vilonia has been all over the place. Number 10, heck of a player at that kind of linebacker edge spot there for the Eagles, getting the big sack there.
Now, we've called his name a few times tonight. Might want to put a hat on that guy. And the snap is high. And right now, that is just, and we've got a flag here. I don't know if that's going to be an auto 1st down, as That was Tyler Scott, obviously out of bounds. So that'll be an after the penalty play. I do think that Vilonia will still have possession as it's only 15 yards, and the Bears actually losing yards on that after the bad snap. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, well, the center to the backfield exchange rears its head. So after things get sorted out here, I do believe Vilonia will still maintain possession after the turnover on downs. And it looks like they will be marked at the 34-yard line of Sylvan Hills. So Bears defense in a tough spot right now. You have to think that if they can get a stop here, you can stop the bleeding. And it's kind of wild how quickly and how much momentum has shifted here.
Yeah, football is a game of punches, so to speak, and Sylvan Hills right now got to look to find a way to stop Vilonia and punch back a little bit on offense. They have the weapons to do it, just got to execute.
So we're still getting things sorted out here. I'm not sure what we've got going on here. 52 running down to the end zone. Not sure if it was a mouthpiece or...
I think that's what he went to get.
Yeah, might need that. Maybe give that thing a quick rinse, too.
No, he's an offensive lineman. It don't matter.
Yeah, those guys are built different.
Man, it's kind of nasty, but there were so many games where there was just blood and sweat, and you didn't know whose it was on.
And he's a center on top of that, so they're extra different.
Yeah.
Cole drops back under some pressure, and he is going to go down. As that is number 33, Chris Davis, so good to have him back as he makes his presence felt pretty quickly here into the second half. It's about a 10-yard loss. And that's exactly what the Bears needed in that spot. Put a little pressure on that Eagles offense. Cole keeps it this time and is met pretty solidly by Pierre Grimes. Gets it back to about the original line of scrimmage, maybe 1 yard beyond that, so 3rd and 9. And you got to think this is one of those, 4-down territory areas. So Bears really having to buckle down at this point.
Yeah, it was a good keep there by Cole, the quarterback.
Looked like he actually wanted to pass that ball.
Yeah. A little RPO action.
And he's got mano-a-mano on the other side. Oh, and Vilonia fighting for it. That's Landon Jackson as he is marked down at about I believe that's the 2-yard line. So Vilonia winning those one-on-one matchups so far tonight.
Yeah, that was a really, really well thrown ball and a really well caught pass by the receiver there. I mean, that was just one of those plays where you just got to tip your hat to the other side and say, hey, you got me.
So Bears really have to buckle down now if they want to try to keep Vilonia out of the end zone. But the next play, Eagles fall forward for the score. That's Cadian Gibson. And the Bears now down 24-12. So as we've talked about countless times now, this is that point where wheels kind of tend to fall off the wagon a little bit. The second half, that's something Coach Houle emphasized in pregame. That's something he emphasized in preseason. And something that we've been talking about now. And the second half just has not been friendly for the Bears as the Eagles line up to go for two, and Cole overthrows his target. That was Gibson once more. So the Eagles doubling up the Bears now, 24-12. Just over 7 minutes left here in the third quarter, so plenty of time still left. But the Bears don't want to dig too much of a hole at this point. And a score here would definitely go a long way in maybe settling the nerves.
You just got to come out and keep playing your brand of football and keep battling. Game isn't,
it's not out of reach yet.
They're up 12 points. Plenty of time. Just keep fighting.
So back deep, Joseph Thompson and Josiah Rainey. And you got to think, well, they are kicking to, nobody as it goes out of bounds about the 20. So the Bears will get it with good field position at the 40-yard line. So Bears in a big spot right now. Again, like I said a minute ago, a score would go a very long way in righting the ship right now because, again, you don't want to dig too much of a hole. Not that they would automatically give up another touchdown, but you got to think that this team is a little fragile right now. Hampton drops back, and that is Tyler Blakely, slung out of bounds. That was Cody Schock. It's about 4, maybe 5 yards on the play. Brings up second and, we'll call it 4. 2nd and 6. And you got to like those plays. Just little quick hits just to get some positive yards. And a first down will really go a long way in settling this Bears team right now, I believe. Tyler Hampton taking it himself and maybe gets a yard out of it. As this is now a huge spot for the Bears. Again, just getting a first down at this point would go a long way in settling the nerves and maybe calming this team down a little bit, as you'd have to think if they do go another 3 and out, you're in a real tough spot at then. Empty backfield. No, go ahead, Chris.
Well, and one of the things, too, is there's no 12-point plays in football.
Right.
You got to keep doing small things, keep building the confidence.
And that is caught by the Bears, but still 2 yards short of the first down. So you'd like to see those at least get to the sticks, especially in a third down spot. But I would think the Bears not even hesitating. They're going for it because really at this point, why not? Want to thank everybody for jumping in with us here. Jay Burr, Chris Goodman on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network with you. 6:11 left here in the third quarter. Bears down 24-12. Tyler Hampton calling his own number. Gets that first down. And we can all breathe a little bit easier right now as it's not another, 4 and out in this case. So Bears settle it down a little bit. They get the first down at the Vilonia 44-yard line. And they're moving. And that at this point, that's all that matters.
Yeah, you just got to continue, doing the small plays, the good plays, keep building that momentum.
Hampton was plenty of time. Looked like he was trying to hit Brent there. Pass was a little low, but Brent would have been met immediately as he was surrounded by a couple of Eagles there. 2nd and 10 now for the Bears. And like you said, there are no 12-point plays. So as an offense, you can't get too anxious.
Right, and you just got to take what the defense gives you and continue to just execute like they have been.
Hampton drops right back into pressure as the Eagles defense forces the pressure on the outside, and it just looked like Hampton couldn't feel that pressure as it looked like he just veered right into the defender.
Yeah, over there off that right edge of the offensive line, Vilonia brought some good pressure, and it hits home right there, getting the sack on Hampton.
I believe that was Jackson Gregg leading the way for the Eagles. Third and quite a ways now, 18. So you got to get some big chunk yards there, and Hampton almost sacked once more, but he's got Lacoby Brent deep down the field, completes the pass, and that's the play that the Bears desperately needed.
And there you go. You have a little adversity. You get the sack, and then good on Hampton to still sit in that pocket and
almost got sacked again. Yeah, great step up, great throw. Would have been nice to hit him in stride, but you know what? He caught the ball. It's a first down, and I believe they are just inside the 10. Looks to be the 8-yard line. So now you've really got to finish your drive. And I believe that is Tyler Hampton calling his own number. Vilonia has the ball. I don't know that there was ever a signal. And we're going to sort this out. It looked like he broke the plane, which would pretty much end the play.
He either broke the plane or he was down. I don't know how you call it a fumble here, but they're going to call it.
And they are going to give it to Vilonia because, of course. So ruled a fumble. Cody Schock on the recovery for the Eagles. And I'm not sure what else can go wrong as Coach Houle is well onto the field trying to get an explanation.
Watching it back on replay, he either broke the plane or he.
I'm a bit speechless at that one. Not sure what they didn't see there to constitute the play being over, as Coach Houle has given it to the side official, rightfully so. As it stands, though, Vilonia takes over 1st and 10 at their own 20. And I believe that's Gibson falling forward for maybe a gain of 3. Well, we said it last week. When it rains, it pours. And the Bears have got to be one of the most snake-bitten teams, I'd even venture to say, in the country. Forget the state. In the country at this point.
Yeah, right here, defense just got to come out of here and step up again.
High snap handled by Cole, but Gibson met immediately in the backfield.
Number 45.
Ducey James on the play there.
I like to see that this defense still fighting, still making plays. You force a 3 and out this far in Vilonia's own territory, you can maybe force maybe a bad punt, get some good field position.
Well, if I'm the defense at this point after what transpired on the last offensive drive, I'm probably a little ticked off.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they do look like they're playing a bit mad right now, which you like to see that. And that looked like a false start. Yeah, pretty obvious there on Gibson. So that'll back up Vilonia 5 more. So behind the sticks now. 3rd and 13, I believe, is what it'll be. Maybe 14. That looks about 14.
Now the DBs here got to play smart. Nobody behind you. Communicate. Know where each other, know where everyone's at on the field. Communicate. Get a stop here. And know where the sticks are. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, know where the sticks are. Don't let a guy behind you. We've seen Cole rolling short side, looking like he's going to try to throw it back across the field, and a man got behind. And he is still running. Finally forced out of bounds by Joseph Thompson. That was Landon Jackson on the reception, and what we've been saying all night to not allow happen happened? Bears defense keep letting guys get behind them, and they just haven't been able to make the play on the ball.
Yeah, I'm not sure who the DB coach is at Sylvan Hills, but I know practice next week he's going to get that worked out. That's been one of the biggest things hurting them tonight is jumping up too soon or too far away to try and make a play.
Well, once again, the momentum has completely flipped as Vilonia has flipped the field in a matter of one play, which goes back to trying to limit the big plays. And we've got another flag on the play. I'm not sure what the call might be. Looks like the Bears are backing up, so possibly, or maybe they're talking with the Bears. Penalty is on Vilonia. So a delay a game on Vilonia. So Bears really need to buckle down now. Gibson finds a slight hole, and that diminutive fellow, he's going to be hard to find amongst the Giants there. Ducey James on the stop. Go ahead, Chris.
I like that running back for Vilonia. He puts his foot in the ground, gets north and south. Good player for them. Making a lot of good plays tonight.
You know, I know a lot of emphasis is put on height, but for those running backs, if you're a short guy, that's kind of almost an advantage.
Yeah.
You're hard to find. Mm-hmm. And especially a guy like that, kind of one of those scat backs. That's Halley. Not much on that one. Give him about 3 on the carry. 3rd and 6 now, and if you're the Bears, this could be the game. Not to be dramatic, but this could be one of the biggest plays of the game for the defense. And we've got whistles. There was 10 seconds left on the clock. Not sure what the call is. Well, it's going against Vilonia, whatever it is. I believe that was a false start or an illegal shift of some sort. We never did get a signal. Just more of a, hey, you're backing up. So 3rd and 11 now for the Eagles. Again, huge play here for the Bears as we tick down the third quarter. 1:15 left. Eagles on the 29-yard line of the Bears. Cole drops back. He's got a little time. He lets it fly. And the Bears make the play. Josiah Rainey on the defense there. And we've got a man down for the Eagles, but it looks to be pretty minor, as Hunter Wells stayed down for just a moment. And maybe just some cramping going on. And it's humid out there. Feels great in here, but it is definitely humid outside.
Yeah, that rain quit and the humidity went up 1,000.
Whew. Swampy, if you call it. Vilonia going empty backfield. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. 4th down for the Bears. Cole looking left. He's going left. Throws it up. He's got a man, and that is Gibson once again. On the flag route, it looked like. Just a simple up and slant towards the pylon, and as he goes out of bounds, I believe the 2 or 3 yard line. They'll mark it at the 3. And Vilonia in business.
Now, keep messing up the word there. Really well thrown ball there by the quarterback from Vilonia.
Absolutely. Only where his guy could catch it. Again, the defensive backfield for the Bears just having a tough time right now. The defensive front, though, doing all right. Ducey James making his presence felt so far here in the second half. Loss of 2 on the play brings up 2nd and 5 for the Eagles, who are in no rush to get this play off as we approach the end of the third quarter. Just under 30 seconds now. 24-12 lead. Eagles looking to build on that. Cole rolling. He's got a man. He just throws it up in the back of the end zone, and it is caught. I believe that's Cooper Daniels, who cut across the field and was just right there at the back of the end zone. And the Eagles lengthen their lead to 18 now. It is 30-12 with 19 seconds left in the third quarter.
Yeah, the Eagles coming out the second half, making their adjustments, really good adjustments, and executing at a high level right now.
Eagles certainly took that opening sequence in stride as Sylvan Hills scored 15 seconds into this half, and it has been all Eagles since then, as the extra point is true to form. So with 19 seconds left in the third quarter, Vilonia now leading the Bears 31-12. And the Bears with quite a hole to try to dig out of.
Well, you got a quarter left in this football game, a quarter and some change. Should go out here, continue. I liked what they were doing that last drive there. Now, you know, the football powers that be didn't help you out at the end there in the end zone of that drive, but you showed a lot of signs, a lot of good things happening. Come out, do that same thing. Come out and execute. Keep playing your brand of football. Keep going on offense. Build positivity.
Yeah, I know you said it last week. Usually you want to be one for moral victories, but it appears the Bears are starting to look for them wherever they can get them, as they are now down 3 scores with pretty much a quarter left to play in this one. Thompson takes the ball, head down, just going, and he's got a little bit of a seam. Taps the triangle button and gets out to about the 41, or maybe they're going to spot him at the 40. So great return as he caught it about the 10-yard line, so about 30 yards on the return. And again, if you're looking for some silver linings, which is the best we can do right now, starting field position once again has been great.
Yeah, and you just got to, there's no 20-point plays to come and take the lead in one play. You just got to find things to continue to build off of the rest of this game, and you come back and win, you do. If you don't, you continue to find things to build off of moving into next week.
Empty backfield for the Bears. Tyler Hampton looks to the sideline, gets the call, relays it. Looks to be a false start on the Bears.
Perfect time to mention again that the sponsorship for the penalty flag is open and available for anybody out there that wants to get a ton of advertisement here. Last week, a lot of penalties. This week, a lot of penalties.
We're not just saying, we're just saying. Insert business here.
Yep.
Because you'd be in business. 1st and 15 now for the Bears at their own 35. Bunch formation to the right of Hampton. He rolls right. He's just going to tuck it and go. And swarm tackling by the Eagles finally brought down by Landon Mills, and that will do it for the third quarter. Gain of about 8 on the play. Bring up 2nd and 7 when we come back on the other side. So put your 4s up. We've got the fourth quarter coming up for you. Right now, Vilonia leading the Bears 31-12. And if the Bears have any hope to get back in this game, they're going to have to start hitting offensive plays quickly, maybe force a turnover. But right now, it does look to be a tall task for the Bears.
Yeah, just a couple of score updates from around the other Natural State Sports networks. Parkview up on Maumelle 44-6 with 4 minutes left in the game.
That tells you anything about what kind of team Parkview is. Lord.
Then we'll look at Robinson is up 22-10 over Jonesboro. Let me find
That's an interesting one right there. Jonesboro, a team that Sylvan Hills will be hosting later in the year.
Find the Mills score real quick. They are up 37-0 down in Ashdown.
Great stadium there, by the way.
Ashdown?
Yeah, no. One of those little towns that normally they shut it down for you. But, yeah, great stadium. Another great stadium. Now, it literally has nothing to do with this game, but Gurdon, actually. Yeah. So, shout out to Gurdon there. They put on a show coming out early on in that one. For a 2A school or 3A, I'm not sure what they are now. They do it right. And Gurdon, one of those little towns steeped in tradition. I, for one, love it. Going to those little towns, Risen, Warren, albeit a bigger school.
Yep.
One of those other towns, Nashville, another town. But pretty much anybody in the old 4A7 down there in the southwestern part of the state. Oh, man. Good stuff down that way. Trying to establish some tradition here in Sherwood as Coach Houle looking for his first win at the helm of this Sylvan Hills Bears team. And if he can pull it off tonight, it'll be one for the ages as the Bears are down 31-12 to start the fourth quarter. Tyler Hampton in the shotgun. The little underneath pitch to that was Jeremiah Carey. I lost my train of thought there. You'd like to see a little more north and south running there.
Yeah.
Than the east and west. Well, I guess east and west more than north and south.
Yeah, those you always, you want to try and get to the outside and hit the sideline and go, but sometimes you just got to put your foot in the turf and
try to cut back. That's something that the Bears, you haven't seen much out of them, and that's something that Vilonia has done pretty well tonight. Hampton dropping back, lets one fly. He's got a man. Great catch there. That's Nigel Casey. Looked like he bobbled it, but fortunately for him, he was falling backwards, and that pretty much allowed him to hang on to the ball. Big play there for the Bears as they are now at the 24-yard line of the Eagles. So if you can punch one in here, and if the guys in stripes will let you keep it, that'd be a big step going forward as Tyler Hampton calls his own number, still on his feet. Not much of a gain on that, maybe one or two on the play.
Well, you just got to.
And we've got an injured player down. And I can't tell who it is, but players saying immediately to come on over. So that is another injured Bear. And for the Bears' sake, you better hope that's not Tyler Hampton. As he did go down. That's not Tyler Hampton, so I see him over there. So regardless of who it is, it's not good because you're dealing with a lot of injuries and just some suspensions as it is. And that is 57, Reggie Walker, the right tackle. And he is jogging off on his own power, so maybe just a little shaken up on the play. Just needed a minute. Seems to be sort of shaking it off of his shoulder. So good to see that the Bears aren't dealing with any other catastrophic injuries.
Yeah, it may be one of those times where you get a little stinger and your arm goes numb, and it's a little more scary than what it is at first, but then you kind of get that feeling back, and you're like, okay, I'm fine. Sorry, guys.
Yeah. I just needed a break.
All right. Those hurt when you get them, though. I've had a couple of them, and you think you broke something.
Yeah, pretty much like death would be a step in the right direction at that point, but like you said, it kind of wears off, and you feel right as rain again. 2nd and 7 for the Bears. They try a little dipsy-do dunkaroo to the other side. That is Carey once more. And he is close to the first down. Well, maybe not. Looked to be about a 3-yard gain, so he runs about 40 yards to get 3. And we do have a flag on the play, so not sure what the flag is. Its preliminary indication was holding. So any gain there will be negated as it is holding on the Bears. So that'll back him up 10 from the spot of the foul. So 2nd and 15 here now for the Bears. Oh, I thought we had a hook and lateral situation there. Bears still running. That was Colin Billings.
A nice little design play there. You have a guy kind of go out to the flats yelling for the ball, and you kind of look past to somebody else. I like that.
I kind of thought they were setting it up to where Sherwin was just going to keep going to the outside and Billings was just going to pitch it. They may have had a shot there. Bears gain the first down. Hampton throws it up. Oh, barely out of the reach. I believe that was Malachi Sherwin.
So, it's just small things like that Sylvan Hills shows they have the ability to really be good. You just got to have some luck and the ball bounce your way a couple of plays, clean up some stuff on defense, and this could be a whole complete different ball game.
Yeah, I think consistency is something that Coach Houle preached in the preseason, and you'd like to see some consistent execution is what I mean, not necessarily the consistent breakdowns in the play. Sherwin up the middle, dancing around, dances right into a wall of Eagles as they have a team meeting around him to bring him down. 3-yard gain on the play. It'll now be 3rd and goal from the 6. So you got to think at this point, you're in 2-down territory. Hey, we're going to have to line it up and go for it regardless here. So Sherwin ran into the back of his own lineman, ended up getting a couple out of the play. That was Jeremiah Carey. Gets it down to about the 3-yard line. So about 3 yards on average here the past couple of plays. 3 more would just about put it in. Just make sure you hold on to the ball definitively this time. So big play here for the Bears as they are, like I said, lining up, going for it, because YOLO at this point. In I formation, and the fade is on, and I believe that was Nigel Casey out wide. Looked like he had it for a moment, and then it bounced off the helmet of Ace Sowell, and the ball will go over on downs to the Eagles as they take over at their own 3.
Yeah, I like the play call there. You have a tall receiver out there. Number 1 for Vilonia just made a great play right there at DB. Right as the ball came into the receiver's hands, he kind of punched it right out of there. I mean, that's what they coach you to do. Well-coached play there.
Yeah, you'd like to see maybe a little more air on that one, especially if you do have the height advantage that they seem to have out there. Nigel Casey only standing 5'5". He plays a little taller than that. Nonetheless, Bears defense has to answer the bell once more. And you have to think for Vilonia, maybe not get too crazy down here this deep in your own territory as they get 1 yard on the run.
Yeah,
and for them, you got to just think, we're going to chew up a little clock. Even if we do go 3 and out,
right.
You'd have to think maybe about 2 minutes comes off, and we're just kind of seeing this game out at this point.
Yeah, you got to get good push from your offensive line, clean snap, clean handoff, running back, just get what you can.
And I believe they'll take a timeout here. Yeah. So they let the clock bleed down to 8:37. Vilonia taking their first time out of the half. That leaves them with 2. Vilonia with the 31-12 lead over Sylvan Hills, 8:37, easy for me to say, left in this contest. Jay Burr, Chris Goodman here with you on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network, a part of the Natural State Sports Network. We certainly do appreciate everybody that's still hanging in there with us. Again, if you're a business out there, hey, we've had penalties galore in the first 2 games here, so if you're looking for a sponsorship, we have got an idea for you. But also, too, if you want to reach out and sponsor any portions of our games, do reach out to us, and we will definitely take care of you. As once we do hit a point with revenues, those will go back to the schools. So help us, help them, is kind of what this is here. So 2nd and 9 from their own 4-yard line for Vilonia, looking like they're going a little more beefy in the backfield. Cole actually drops back to pass, wide open on the left side, and they break through on that. That's A. Sowell once more. He's having a game. And that looks like it was a big gain out to the 30-yard line. So one of those big plays that Coach Houle said in preseason, trying to clean up. And the defensive secondary has just had their heads on swivels all game. And really it's been this game and the Maumelle game where they just have not been able to get in sync. Had a lot of guys running behind them, and I know that's a cardinal sin as a defensive back. And that kind of leads us to where we're at right now, 31-12 lead for the Eagles as they hand it off up the middle. Big time stop there by Pierre Grimes. He's been all over the place here in the second half for sure. We've called his name several times. So again, if you're looking for a silver lining, hey, Pierre Grimes, welcome to the show.
Yeah, you just got to keep finding good things to. I was muted there. You got to keep finding good things to build off of.
Well, we're struggling up here a little bit too, so, what do you do? Snap to Vilonia. The cutback. And they grind it out for about a 9-yard gain. That was John Mason Howley. We've called his name quite a few times tonight also.
Yeah, right now the Vilonia offensive line doing a really good job of just moving forward.
Yeah, not quite the gain I had mentioned. I was looking at the wrong guy out there on the field. So about 3rd and 4, maybe 3rd and 5. Big spot here for the Bears if they want to try to get the defense off the field. Vilonia spreading it out, 2 to either side, 1 in the backfield. That's Gibson. And it looks like Vilonia will burn another one of their timeouts as the play clock was getting low. Well, I guess you can't take them with you, I guess, so why not use them? And with this game being at the point it is, well, no harm, no foul.
It looks like we've gone final over at Maumelle High School. Parkview getting the win 51-6.
Whew. Mercy, goodness. Parkview, the defending champs, they are going to be somebody to deal with this year. That is for sure. That team, they are loaded. They were loaded last year, and they stay loaded. The rich get richer. Sylvan Hills looking to cut into this one. 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Down 3 scores, so a bit of a tall task. 3rd down here for the Eagles at their own 29-yard line. Cole drops back. He's moving left. Great discipline there by Egan Hall as Landon Jackson tried to hit him with the out and up, but Hall didn't buy it. So one of the few times tonight that the Bears didn't allow somebody to get too far behind them. That ball also a little underthrown as Cole was on the run trying to make that throw as well.
Good job on the defense here, getting a stop. You know, that's all you got to do. Defense, go out there and get a stop and give your offense a chance to put some points on the board. You know, there's no 20-point plays. We've said it a couple of times. You just got to do what you can to keep trying to fight and stay in this game.
Again, looking for those silver linings in this one. And we've got a penalty. And it looks like it's a false start on the Eagles. Looks like they got a little antsy on the left side, as it did look like the Bears were overloading the right side, going for it. I mean, at this point, why not? Ryan Parham back to receive it for the Bears. And like I said, they are loaded up on the right side. They saw something, and he shanked that one. So Bears in business. We'll see if they can actually finish off an offensive drive here, as it appears they are spotting it at about the 39.
A little bounce Sylvan Hills way there. You get some good field position. Offense just got to come out, like you said, finish the drive. They've had 2 or 3, maybe 4 really good drives put together that just didn't result in points.
Yeah, Vilonia advocating for it to be a little further back. Nothing doing, as it is spotted just inside the 39-yard line for the Bears. So great field position, and again, I know that's one of those things I've been harping on, is they've had plenty of it this season in the first 2 games. Haven't been able to quite take advantage of it every time, so we'll see if the Bears can come through this time, as they're going empty backfield. 2 receivers to the left, 3 to the right. Tyler Hampton drops back. He's had quick pressure, and the quick hit there, that's Lacoby Brent. That's a little extracurricular. There you go. Got the penalty. Austin Archer getting a little overzealous on the tackle, and that'll cost him 15 yards. And he's got his hands up like, what did I do? So an unsportsmanlike call on the Eagles. We'll spot him 15 yards. So even going back to silver linings there, Hampton got the ball out quick. The pressure was coming. Didn't look phased. And you got to hope that that's something they can kind of build on. Insert business here. Penalty. It was a false start on the Bears, so they spotted you 15. It's still a net of 10, I guess, if you will. Again, we're looking for all the silver linings we can get here. First and 15 now for the Bears at the 20. So they still got an opportunity to get a first down here. 6.5 left to go in the game. Empty backfield. Hampton gets the snap, drops back. He's got to be under some pressure. And this is when you just want to see him get rid of the ball. Rears back, throws it up, and it's just up for grabs. It almost brought down by Jeremiah Carey. The defender looked like he may have blocked his vision of the ball just long enough to make him question if he was going to catch that one. Looks like it hit him in the chest, but he may have been out of bounds nonetheless. And after all that, it goes down as just an incomplete pass. So you got to like Hampton trying to make a play there, but the one thing I don't like is you're running a lot more backwards than you are maybe side to side or even forwards.
Yeah.
But he was under duress pretty well immediately. Rolling left, it looks like it's a designed run. Hampton bounces out. We've got flags on the play, so
I think we're going to have a hold.
Yeah, that's usually where it's at. So once again, another penalty here. And the alliterations here at Sylvan Hills are they're getting deep in the bag. As our PA guy here It's kind of one of his things here. So you've got, the not just a flag on the play around here. It's a bevy of things. The ascot in the AstroTurf, flag in the fescue, et cetera, et cetera. You like the alliterations. It's kind of a thing out here. And like I said, with as many penalties as we've had tonight, he's gotten real deep in the bag of the alliterations tonight. So 2nd and 25 from the 30. Hampton dropping back. He's under pressure. He's just going for it. Ball is caught. Unfortunately, the ball was not caught. But he would have landed out of bounds nonetheless. That was Colin Billings on the effort. So 3rd and 25 now for the Bears. And again, this is just one of those things, and it's just a microcosm of how things have gone, is the Bears just not being able to take advantage of those bounces that they do get. And it's got to be frustrating for this team as Hampton is under some duress and throws the ball behind Lacoby Brent, but it did look like he got his hands on it. He would have had some room to run as he was sitting out there all by himself. Didn't look like anybody was within 10 yards of him in any direction.
Yeah, and the O-line there did a really good job giving him some protection.
Yeah, great step up in the pocket as well by Hampton.
Just barely missed the receiver, though.
Again, just one of those nights for Sylvan Hills, and unfortunately we've said that too many times here in the past season plus. Hampton dropping back, going for the end zone, and it went in and out of the hands of Lacoby Brent. Looked like he had a bead on it. Just went right through. Couldn't tell who that was on Vilonia defending that pass. Brent down after the play. A little slow to get up at least, as the training staff is going to check on him. Not sure if we'll continue play since he is out of bounds. So again, the Bears given some pretty good field position on the shanked punt. Given a free 15 with the unsportsmanlike after a play. And then proceed to go in the wrong direction. And, on 3rd and 4th down, your hands are kind of tied. You got to go deep. And when you're prepared for that, and a couple of drops, well, here we are. They turn the ball over. 5:44 left to go in this one. Gibson up the middle. And he is met by a host of Bears. Tacklers on that play were led by number 5, Kai Griffin, the strong safety, who looked like he was just right in the mix there. About a 6-yard gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Gibson motions to the right of Cole. And he will receive the ball. Just slashing and gashing up the middle.
Just a well-ran play there. Vilonia offensive line really, now they're playing with a lot of confidence. We talked about the defensive line playing with confidence earlier. Now the Vilonia offensive line playing with some confidence, and they're dialing up some really nice run plays here. Defense got to come together and make a stop.
Keaton Curtis leading the way. Hadn't called his name yet, so shout out to my guy 3-5. That is enough for a first down for the Eagles, as they are now on the Sylvan Hills side of the field at the 49. And Gibson on the run, who just puts his head down, barrels enough, maybe 2 yards on the play. Ducey James leading the way. Zayden Woodard also in on that as well. Give him about another more yard on that one. So 2nd and 7 here. So for the Bears, they're looking like they'll take their 2nd loss of the season here. And I guess, once again, we're looking for those silver linings. This one, it does count, but really the conference is what you're worried about. As Pierre Grimes is in on the play there. Now, if you're wondering about Pierre Grimes, his helmet does look a little different. That is one of those, I forget what they call it, the skull caps or something to that effect. It escaped me all of a sudden, but yeah. So that's one of those things where, the pros and some of the college players are wearing it. Helps with concussions, things of that nature. And he's been about the only one that I've seen wear it at the high school level, to be completely honest. Gibson takes it, just puts his head down, met immediately at the line. Tacklers led by number 49, Jaden Noble. Also saw Zayden Woodard in on that one. 4th and 2 now for the Eagles. And you got to think that they're just going to line up and go for it and try to end this thing officially.
Yeah, one more first down would probably allow them to run the clock out.
So if you're the Bears at this point, it's you hate to say it, but it's the same old story. You fight valiantly in the first half, and then in the second half, and really that third quarter, the wheels just come off the bus. And it's a pattern we've seen too many times here in the past season plus, as Gibson bounces outside, can't escape the grips of Chris Davis there, and the ball will go over on downs with just over 2 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. So, old habits die hard, they say. And unfortunately for the Bears, it looks like, once again, as I was saying, the habit of the third quarter where things are just don't go according to plan seem to take place once more.
Now, right here, Bears got to come out and finish the game strong. Get some points on the board, finish strong, carry just a little momentum into next week.
Next week, taking on Russellville, and that pass just a little too far for E.J. Duckery.
We're on the road in Russellville, aren't we?
On the road. The Cyclones. Second and 10 now. 2:09 left in this affair. Hampton dropping back, letting it fly, throwing it off his back foot as he was under some pressure, once again, pretty well immediately. And that's one thing that, as an offensive line, and I know you're an offensive line guy, but, you'd like to see the offensive line show a little more fight in that. And maybe it's not so much the fight, but it's the fact that, they just have not allowed Hampton a whole lot of time consistently back there to make a play.
Yeah, and some of that may be on the pressure that Vilonia's been able to dial up here.
E.J. Duckery cutting in and out of the line, and then met pretty stiffly, led by Jackson Gregg for the Eagles. Be about 4th and 5 now. You got to think, hey, why not? Just go for it. Well, looks like the Bears are trotting out Tyler Scott to punt away, which honestly I'm a little surprised at. Figured why not just get another rep in for your offense. But the Bears content just seeing this one out, as it is now kind of hit the point of, it's been at the point where this one may not just work out in your favor. So, Chris, like we said, old habits are dying hard. As a team, it's trying to figure out a way to win. What do they need to do? Because again, it's always that third quarter. It seems like when they come out to start the second half, that's where we've seen this team struggle the most.
It just goes to And I'm going to continue to say it all season. Sylvan Hills does have some really good coaches over there. It's just you got to find the right adjustments, when to make those adjustments. And I think I said it last week. At some point, something's going to click and it's going to hit, and you're going to find, okay, there it is. This is what works. And it may take a little minute, but you just got to keep coaching, keep at it. There's a lot of football knowledge over there in that Sylvan Hills coaching staff, and they'll get it figured out.
And again, we do want to emphasize this is still a very young team, as really there's only a handful of seniors who are playing consistently, and a lot of these seniors haven't seen a lot of playing time in their tenure here. So just looking even at the offensive side of things, not one senior on your starting offensive line, no seniors even on your second team offensive line, as this one is beginning to just tick away here. Just over 30 seconds left. Tyler Hampton, a junior. Caleb Harrison, the backup, also a junior. Your wide receivers, all juniors and sophomores. Only Colin Billings is a senior when it comes to the receivers. And then even way down the depth chart over there, tight end and H-back, you see Tyler Donald, a senior, but with a bevy of juniors ahead of him, at least on the depth chart. Malachi Sherwin, really the only senior on the offensive side that is out there consistently, as this one will now run out, and it will be officially official. And that'll do it tonight here from Bill Blackwood Field. The Vilonia Eagles victorious with the 31-12 victory. And, Chris, again, I know Bear Country probably frustrated at this point because it seems to be a lot of the same song. And, I know you've harped on it that there's good coaches, there's good players. We've seen some glimpses of things that seem to be coming together, but just once again, just can't seem to consistently put that puzzle together.
Yeah, and the coaches just gotta keep coaching. Players just gotta keep playing. There's not always just some magical answer to fix things. Sometimes it takes a little elbow grease to go in there and figure out. But I still like this Sylvan Hills team. It may be because I went to Sylvan Hills, but I like this Bear team. I like this Bear team. I like the coaches, and I think this season they'll get it figured out.
And I'm telling you, the way I'm looking at it, as soon as they get that one, it's going to start coming together. But I think I've said it a couple times tonight. I think you've said it a couple times the past couple of weeks here. This is a team that is accustomed to losing, but it is a team that also has to learn how to win, and not just purely on the scoreboard, but mentally. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing. When something doesn't go their way, they mentally just can't seem to recover from it right now.
And sometimes it starts in the locker room. You just got to keep coaching the guys up, keep motivating the guys, keep their heads high, and keep building.
So once again, a final score here tonight, 31-12. The Vilonia Eagles victorious here at Bill Blackwood Field at Sylvan Hills Stadium. So as Chris mentioned earlier, we are going to be on the road once again next week. We'll be in Russellville, so we do certainly hope that you will tune in. Pregame starts at 6:30. Kickoff set for 7 o'clock. Jay Bird, Chris Goodman here with the Sylvan Hills Sports Network. We will be bringing you all the action. So once more, 31-12 final. Sylvan Hills drops to 0-2 on the season. And for the entire cast and crew here on the Sylvan Hills Sports Network, we will bid you a good night. One more time, Russellville on the road next week, starting at 6:30. We will see y'all then.